We are episode 74, right?
Yes.
Nice. We got this right.
74 Battle of the Bands.
Battle of the Band.
Oh, that's what we're doing today? I thought we were doing other stuff.
No, that's where we finished off last time.
Yeah, we're gonna
Yeah, no,
sidetrack.
I was being sarcastic.
We're gonna sidetrack halfway through the. It's like, oh yeah, we've got a thing to do. Just leave.
Turns out Damien's actually one of the Kenku.
Audience, do not judge me for essentially leaving a random child be found with a random lady we also found.
Random lady
Yeah,
that we essentially kidnapped about 20 minutes ago.
Benevolently kidnapped.
So, a random lady we kidnapped and whose legs are broken.
No, she's
No.
not. She's fine, actually.
Yeah, we
Okay.
You did heal her.
We actually fixed her legs. She was just being princess carried by Alvina because she felt like it.
And
Don't think I can
You
blame
didn't.
her, but
you didn't stop after,
Yeah, I would have.
essentially.
People aren't that heavy.
I mean, fuck you, we'll sit on Alvina's shoulders any chance we get, so.
Yeah. I'm at some point in the future. Me and a few of my friends have got a plan to do a fairy game in Pathfinder, because there are literal there's actual sprite character stats and things. You start as tiny. It's great. The one I'm gonna be is a pixie who's size small instead of size tiny, and everyone's plan is to ride on my character's shoulders because I'm the tallest. I'm the tallest fairy. They're also going to be a giant instinct barbarian, which means they can grow from size small to size huge when they rage.
Okay.
Yeah. I didn't at all build this character. I didn't at all build this entire character idea not long after the release of Pokemon Scarlet. By the way, just if anyone wants the character that mine is inspired by.
I'd feel a bit. There's a bit of flavor of Escanor in there too, because Escanor gets bigger as he gets stronger and angry.
This particular one is a bit more. The whole character class, before even the growing huge bit, was based off of this.
Fair enough.
Because the main bit of the class is you get to use oversized weapons. Essentially. In Pathfinder, that's like the whole bit of the giant instinct. One of the bits you can get as optional extras lets you grow to size large and then size huge.
It's carrying its own bed too.
Yeah!
A hammer.
Pinkerton's lost.
Oh, it's back in Discord now. Oh,
for some reason my brain went to Nimona rather than Tinkerton. But
Nice, Nemo! Yes, this tiny fairy with a giant weapon is based on Nemo.
that'll do.
what happened to you? Are you back with us now, Neil?
Doesn't sound like it.
No. It might be one of the bits. Discord occasionally just has the one of it shows them back in, but they've not actually loaded in yet.
Yeah.
Might be having the same kind of issue Ali was having just now.
know what happened. Their Discord kicked me out.
Oh, we can hear you now, though,
Discord
at least.
didn't like him.
Banned.
Okay.
Alrighty, well we're at coming up 5 past.
Yeah,
Neil is semi back.
we think.
Yeah, I'm good.
And everyone else is ready to go. Shall we play some Dungeons and Dragons?
I suppose we should.
Yeah.
There's very little
Yeah.
dungeons, there's very little dragons in this campaign so far.
Hey, there are a lot of dragons in the
Hey.
campaign.
Sufficiently
There
many
is.
dragons.
There's been a
Rez,
significant
you just
I
keep
have
them
an
away from
Alvina.
Alvina.
Look,
We
that's fair.
we have a fire-breathing Alvina.
Yeah, we haven't fought many dragons.
Have you fought any dragons that weren't Dream Dragon? I guess there was the one Dream Dragon.
There were the.
Fuck you, did.
Do you count the chimeras?
No, they don't count.
Because they've got like a dragon head each, but that's
Yeah,
the closest. I
there
think.
was also the black dragon in the swamp.
We haven't fought him yet, though.
No.
No.
He's background.
Yeah, exactly.
Please
This is
don't
kinda
say
like-
yet.
We've
yeah.
pretended to be dragons more than we actually thought.
Fuck yous. Technically fought dragons.
I'm surprised there's
Alvina's
not.
bairns.
Oh yeah,
There's
Albina's babies tried to murder
Ah,
you.
yeah.
Does that count?
There's probably gonna be a spin-off. Chris will do just a one shot of being your baby dragons at some point.
Oh,
Who knows?
one of the dragons
Still
to be a
many of
monk.
Right. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and all individuals, to another exciting episode of Alterra, episode 74, Battle of the Bands.
Hell
We have
yeah.
arrived. Before we do a quick voice check for those tuning in for the first time, I don't know, there's like 74 episodes to recap.
Go
Shenanigans. That's all you need to know.
Go watch the archives, honestly.
Go watch the archives. Oh, just don't even bother. I feel like you can pick up most of
Something,
things from
something,
context.
murder hobo, something.
Yeah, there's-
Look, the plot doesn't progress at any reasonable pace or direction. That if you don't enjoy just the vibe of the session, you're not. It doesn't matter if you watched all the episodes.
Yeah, there'll be lots of in jokes you don't get, and that'll be about as far as it goes.
Alvina
Brandon
adopts
is a bit
everything.
sketchy,
That's
but-
most of the jokes.
And it is,
Exactly.
it-
You'll
I can-
pick up all the context. Alvina, say hi.
Howdy! Someone fell
And then
out
drop-
of the chair. I said howdy so
That was
hard.
me dropping my phone.
Very dramatic. Very dramatic. Zormir, say hi.
Hi.
Zormir's doing weird dream drunken escapades this episode. We'll get to that in a second. Fukyu, say hi.
Woohoo.
Hello there.
Fukyu is no doubt going to sabotage one of the platforms and so it falls to its death. Lou, say hi.
Hey.
Lou, I don't know what Lou's gonna do. Lou's always a wild card. I can never tell what Neil's thinking, so stuff will happen.
It's okay. I've
Who
already
has
implanted
ideas?
this. I've implanted the seed already.
Oh,
And
no.
last but not least, the point, Funky Ostrich. Say hi.
Are you ready to rock?
I
I hope so, because that's what's going to happen.
hope so. This is kind of you're kind of leading this session
Yeah.
for this
Are
one.
you, are you ready to rock?
Yep.
Albina throws a rock, decapitating someone in the next band.
I'm not against
The
it.
sound, the sound of wind just fell another few feet.
And I'm Christian Joby, your DM. Previously, the party went to the Battle of the Bands, where they got to meet their. God, how many contestants did I make again? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is it 6?
I think-
No, it's 7.
7. I was like
18.
looking at that. I went.
Yeah, there's
"That's
8 of
not
us."
6.
Yeah.
Where they got to meet their 7 rival bands in the Battle of the Bands, a King of the Hill style structured. What do you call it? Like a bracket style tournament?
Elimination break.
Yeah.
It's not really elimination because they can come back into it. It's a weird mix between thing like King of the Hill and a bracket tournament.
His battle royale would be the better one, I suppose.
Right, but it's not a free for all. That's what I'm saying. You only fight against one band at a time. That's where the bracket part comes in. So it's both. It's a hybrid. You did a fantastic performance check. I think actually beating out nearly everyone other than the Blue Depths in terms of your performance, being able to raise your platform up 90 feet into the air, where you and the Blue Depths have gone to battle versus mode. I need a better name for that. Anybody?
Amphiamp.
Ahead.
Magic Amphiamp. Magic Amp.
Amp off.
Pop. We're gonna call it Battle of the Solos.
Okay.
'Cause it doesn't necessarily solo.
Riff off.
No,
Yeah.
that sounds mildly offensive. I'm, not sure
I'm just gonna call it versus. I'm just gonna call it the versus part of the round.
Yeah.
This is the versus
Let's
stage.
call it head to head. You can just call it head to head.
Yeah, that's
That's
fair.
classic, isn't it?
Where after we've gone down the first turn, the first stage of the round, we enter into the second stage, which is the head-to-head with any other band at your level, which I'll get into the rules in a little second, as I held off last time. But yes, is any bookkeeping to do before we get into the session?
Not that I can think
Is
of.
this time to bring up I can't play any instruments?
Don't worry, neither can I.
You as a person or you as a character?
Neither.
both.
Do you not have any musical proficiencies?
No, I do. I was
I was about to say that'd be very concerning.
That'd
I
be
can play
very
the
impressive.
dulcimer.
Even Alvina has a musical instrument proficiency. That's the level we're at.
As a bard, I don't think you get a choice. I think you have to pick some.
Mm.
I think you
You
can
have to pick at
a-
least one.
I think you can pick like a game or something instead, but why would
No,
you?
I definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely have instruments.
I think there's like a bard is like you can pick a musical instrument or this. It's like why would you take the other one?
Yeah.
Because you like dice games.
You're a big fan of Three Dragon Ante, which is a good game. By the way. I own it. So, but
Interesting, interesting.
I'm trying to find some royalty-free music because I feel that if there's any episode I've got to find some music for, it's this one. So, I'm slightly distracted for a minute. That might
Well,
be
the
why.
tools are under proficiency, so I think you have to pick 3 musical instruments of your choice for proficiencies.
Okay.
No, you
Everyone
can't get
I
out of
play.
it. You can't get out of it.
Ah,
Yeah, I think you literally, as a bard, have to have 3 proficiencies. They could be the most niche proficiencies in the world. You can have
No.
to be in like the Theradoom or something, but you have to have at least 3.
You have the didgeridoo, the vuvuzela, and the castanets, and that's it.
I mean, if Didgeridoo and Vuvuzela were actually proficiencies that you could choose, fuck yous would be bagpipes, Vuvuzela, and Didgeridoo.
Nice.
I need to check this now. Yes.
Yeah, check one.
He already has bagpipes, lutes, and lyre.
Who we lost?
Lost the Neil again.
Elvina has the loot, which is apparently now an electric loot.
Well, Neil's gonna be doing stuff in the background, or Lou's gonna be doing stuff in the background until Neil sorts out their whatever problems they're having. Right. Let me actually find where the hell did I put these notes. Battle of the Bands. Okay, so there's obviously at the beginning of each round there is the performance stage, which is just a generic performance check amongst the group. You guys can do thematical stuff to get like bonuses or advantages. This one's loosey goosey of I'll just decide if you make it aesthetic enough to whether or not you get any bonuses for that performance to check. And this will power your platform going up. This is the stage we've already done. The second stage is the head-to-head stage, and here you have a couple of options. The official options are distract the judges / audience. I'll put these in the chat in a little bit, where you can make a charisma performance or persuasion against the judges or the audience's wisdom perception, and this will be important in a second. Distract your opponents, which will give them negatives to their checks. This is a charisma intimidation against their charisma. These are mostly skill challenges. You can excite, which gives your own group benefits. Whether you do charisma, performance, or persuasion, dexterity, acrobatics, performance, strength, athletics, or performance against the crowd's wisdom save, or anything else that I deem worth it. So, and you have the actual performance against the other band, which will be modified on both sides by whatever you decide to do in the preview. The only requirement, obviously, is that one of you actually has to lead the performance while the others are doing the distracting and exciting. So one of you is effectively the lead man or the lead individual on the band.
We know who the front man is on this
Well,
one.
yeah, for now. Until I start summoning others.
So this is a points-based system. Per the difference in your skill, so if they roll a 20 and you roll a 10, that's a difference of effectively 2 points for each 5. Whoever reaches 5 points...
I've got 1.
So specifically, it's a performance goal musical tag. Not tag, rope of war. That's what it is.
Yeah, cool.
Whichever side gets to 5 points first. Actually, I'll make this 3 points. I realize it's supposed to be the other side. Whoever gets to 3 points on either side wins the contest. If the other side starts winning more, they can drag it the other way, and you can drag it back until whichever side gets to that 3 point, but you both share the same metric, if that makes sense.
Yep.
Let me just draw a little tangle as well. But yes, other than that, you can use your spells, but do note that if you cast any hostile spells against the other opponent while the audience and the judges are onlooking, you will get a penalty applied to you. This is where distracting the judges come in, so you can do some sneaky play.
Distract the
Your
judges,
turn.
then fireball.
Hey, if they don't notice it, there's no instant playback on this one.
Their pyrotechnics went wrong.
And then this one.
It's fine, I don't have fireball. I assume it's probably up there in the tiers of pyromancy. I don't have it yet. Probably at least level 3 pyromancy, right?
There we go. I realized I could actually do a very nice visual metric here. This is your points. It's a little seesaw.
Yay.
Whoever reaches either full green or full red wins the round. And we'll just do back and forth for the performance until one side redeems victorious, or until, I guess, the DM gets bored. I'll probably put a limit on this. This is a very experimental mechanic, as you can tell.
Yeah.
Probably put like a cap of like 5 rounds on this,
Yeah.
Oh, it's a damn shame I
and
can't.
then it's a draw.
I can't quite get every single band in with the thing. It's fine, I'll manage. I have found some music, by the way. It is literally just the best 2022 NCS metal and rock music, no copyright music free. It's on YouTube. Go look at it. So that's my cover my ass in case I get sued. It says it's copyright free. Don't blame me.
Again, I'm just gonna type this up a little bit because I realize my notes are a little messy, so I'm just gonna make this a little cleaner. Excite. And the other one was perform. Okay. Allows sneaky stuff. Apply negatives to opponents. Ooh, what is that? There's a thumping going on.
How about I can hear someone knocking on the door? It sounds like.
Oh, that's my neighbour. Banging
Ah.
the wall.
God, turn that music.
Right, so the official actions are distract the judges or the audience. This allows you to sneaky stuff. Distract basically means you won't get automatic penalties if you get caught. Distract your opponents is applying negatives to your opponents, so effectively do a bane effect on them. Excite applies positive to
Hey!
yourself, so get a bless effect on yourselves, and perform.
Nice.
So I'm pretty sure I don't need these initiatives. This is only a new initiative. But what I'll probably do here is I'm gonna have you all pick what your action is, and you can discuss amongst the party initially, because I don't want this to be just like combat. And then we're all gonna roll a initiative check, and we're gonna apply it in order of the initiative, having already chosen what you're doing, so you don't actually know what order you're doing it in. You can do
Okay.
sneaky stuff before you distract. So add a little bit of strategy to this.
A bit of flavour. Okay.
Sounds fun.
I want this to be slightly different than pure combat.
Yeah.
All right. Are there any questions about the rules? Obviously, if you can do nebulous stuff. Also, what I'm going to do is for those of you who have seen Scott Pilgrim's Battle of the Bands scene between the
Yep.
X's,
Yep.
Oh,
I
oh,
want
yes.
I want all of any spells you're doing to be flavored as musical attacks.
Okay.
As you two are battling, the magic of the arena is going to personify your actions as a theatrical.
Oh, theatrical.
There we go. As a theatrical visualization for the audience.
Okay.
So just keep that in mind as you're flavoring stuff. So if you are trying to firebolt somebody off, then you launch some form of musical attack against them that like blasts them back.
Heavy guitar riff. Fireball.
Yes. Yes. Any questions about the head-to-head round?
So at the moment, just go checking the music. I didn't want to make sure. At the moment, we're basically just head-to-head against just the blues Kenkus, right?
Yes. So the other teams are heading to head with people at their level, but your one is to against the blues. Whoever loses drops down a little bit, and whoever wins gets to kind of stay at the top. So you're kind of knocking people down the ladder effectively. So you have to it kind of incentivizes you to keep winning if you actually want to reach that platform.
Yeah.
And then at that point, you start hitting off anybody else who reaches you. Alrighty then. Let's do the first round against the Blues, and then we'll go see what Zormir is up to. So, all around you, you can see these bright lights hitting down the arena itself. You can see some lights here and there, just from various reflections of jewels or shiny metal, or some people have got torches next to them, because for some reason they're reading a book instead of actually watching the performance. I don't know. There's always one.
Who would do that?
Who would do it?
Someone's been pulled in because their friends brought them along. There's
Yep.
always one.
But you can make out little pinpricks of light across the arena, but otherwise the bright light hitting down on you and the fact that there's no other major sources of light creates this black canvas of shadow around the audience itself. You can almost feel them as a hunger waiting to devour the light of music that you bring. And throughout the arena, you can also see visuals kind of starting to splash out from the various performances, indicative of the genre of music being played beneath you. But at the height of this, with the giant glowing platform above you, it is very easy to get tunnel focused on the other group at your level just because of the bleed effect around you. Everything else almost starts to get kind of black, kind of zoned out. The play of light almost forces you to only focus on the blues depths. These three Kenku in their sunglasses, in their black suits, with a variety of jazz-based instruments, because I can't remember exactly what we gave them.
I know one had a saxophone.
Yeah.
That's all
One
I
definitely
remember.
has a saxophone. Yeah, one of them's got a harmonica. And the other is probably on one of those like strap keyboards while also at the microphone. The other three will also be on microphones. It's a shame, Neil. Hopefully Neil can at least listen in and still enjoy theatrics of it.
If all else fails, Neil, just watch a stream.
I think he's having problems with everything. Having problems with everything now.
Ouch.
In order to make it fair, the only check that does automatically go last will be the perform check.
Yeah. Thing.
I kind of don't want it to be locked in though. I'm gonna have the perform just be a group check so that you all don't have to do it.
Thank you.
Okay.
My perform's not terrible, but points and fuck yous was way better.
Yeah. So the perform is just going to be the final thing that happens at the end of the round. The two teams will calculate up the negatives and positives, and then we'll battle it out.
Yeah.
But yes, you can see the blues already beginning to form. There is almost this kind of waves of soft blue light emanating from the stage of the blues, the depths, and you can start to hear the undercurrent of a smooth jazz that makes you feel like you're beginning to sink to the depths of the ocean. As we begin, all right, everybody, what would you like to do? Discuss amongst yourselves. If we're gonna keep discussions a little bit limited.
Yeah.
Can't massively strategize, but you can obviously call it to each other over your performance.
Yeah. I think for Alvina, like my thought for Alvina immediately would be, oh, there's blues like relaxing music coming in. I want Avina to basically just put up some very fiery sounding music, basically, to try and distract them. Basically, that's kind of what I'm thinking.
All right.
Okay.
I'll try and work a little bit on our offense.
Okay. So mechanically, I think I'm going to excite, but I think if they're sort of pulling us down to the ocean depths, let's put some sea creatures in there.
Shark.
Build off what they're doing, and
I need a pocket shark. Feature item idea.
What's the most like jazz sea creature to counter with?
Was Alvina distracting the judges or the other?
Oh,
people?
I'm the opponents. I'm doing the opponents.
Okay. Because I was
That was
going
kind
to
of-
I was going to try and intimidate the opponents.
I mean, you could try as well. Like two shots at debuffs. Do they stack?
They do stack, yes. So there is a benefit for you both doing it if you don't want to do anything more critical.
Yeah, because we're
Or
like,
I would commit anything more sneaky.
yeah, we're in the early section of the performance, right? We probably don't want to like
Mm,
crank
that's,
our
that's probably
performance
fair.
yeah,
immediately.
we're building atmosphere.
Yeah.
So they're being low. We're adding some over-the-top melody to them.
Yeah.
Um, 1, 2,
Chaos.
3.
Throw some chaos into there.
How do I? 1 second. I'm just checking stuff.
I mean, I've got one thing that would be quite distracting, but I don't know whether it would also help the other people.
That's concerning.
Hmm.
But lock in your answers. Type them into the Roll20 messages. Then I'll type in points when I point you're wanting to excite.
Yes. Everything's working now. So
Ah, sweet. Just that way I can remember what you're doing. And the opponent gets to roll 2d3. Oh, interesting. Okay, okay.
They're all trying to distract the judges.
That's what you'll think.
they try to distract us.
Probably. I imagine they start to try and throw us off, right?
But with that, and we'll get the flavor of how you're adding to the imagery that is being created out of your musical performance. Roll initiative. Do I want this to be Dex? Doesn't make sense for this to be Dex. I will allow this to be a Dex or a. I was gonna say intelligence. Does charisma
Charisma.
make sense?
Charisma
Charisma's already
makes
being
more sense.
heavily employed.
Mm.
So charisma already impacts us quite
Wisdom.
heavily.
Oh, could do
So
wisdom. Wisdom would be an interesting one for it, because it'd be like.
Like telling when other people are gonna.
Yeah, do.
ooh, I like that. So make me either a dexterity or wisdom initiative for this contest.
It is the same.
Mine is significantly better as Dex, so.
Yeah, mine would be like 1 less than this. So 16.
I'm trying to get Bill to join with his phone until he can fix his laptop.
Oh, I hear him.
Right?
Hi, what does Lou want to do?
That's why. That's why I gave you in Discord.
Yeah, no,
You don't have to do
I
perform.
lost
Performance can be a part of
D&D
it.
Beyond as well.
That's fine. You could just tell us what way you want to do, and depending on what it is you're doing, we'll decide how I can just roll for your character. But have you been able to hear the rules of the round?
I missed the start of them.
That's fine. There's effectively 3 official actions you can take. You can distract the judges and audience to allow for sneaky stuff. You can distract the opponent by applying negative penalties to them. You can excite the crowd in your own party, applying positive checks like a bless to yourself. Or you can use one of your spells to try and impair the enemy in some way. However, if you do try and interfere with the enemy while the judges are not distracted, there will be penalties applied to your group for the performance. The caveat to this is that you don't know, you are deciding what your action is before you roll initiative.
Okay.
So if you try to do anything sneaky before the distraction, it could backfire and cause you penalties before the distraction happens. So there's a risk to being sneaky.
Like, our version of distraction of what we're doing, well, that won't cause a penalty, right?
No, that's the official one of just trying to intimidate them effectively.
Cool. Yeah, you're just checking that.
Yeah, when I say sneaky, I mean fireballing them.
Yeah. So I assumed. Oh, hang on a minute.
Effectively, we'll call it sabotage.
Yeah. Oh, I've got a perfect idea for later on.
But yes, Neil, is there anything you would like to do any of those before you roll initiative?
I'd like to try and intimidate the judges.
Intimidate the judges.
Yeah, this is intimidating the opponents.
The opponents, sorry.
Intimidate the
Alright.
opponents or distract the judges.
Lou's
or-
going the hardcore play of intimidating the judge crew.
You know, I feel like technically applies to distract the judges. It's still getting them not to pay attention to you. So would you like
I
to
was
try and...
meaning the opponents.
Yeah.
Got them
We
mixed
want
up
the
there,
judges
sorry.
to pay attention to us. We're about to blow them away.
But Lou's going to be distracting them. Neil, I don't suppose you remember what your... Oh, you can also use Dex or Wisdom for the initiative of this, just because it's also kind of insightful based and not just physically moving.
Oh, I can get
What,
D&D
what's higher?
beyond on my phone.
I'm about to say, oh yeah, Lou's character sheet isn't on.
Nah, it's on the thingy. It was just whether or not you remember what your Dex is.
Oh, yeah, it's... And... 10.
Oh wow, you only got you got +0 initiative.
Yeah.
Well, that makes it
So
easy.
I always-
That's considered fine. It's
So I
not.
always roll so low
He is a
on
caster.
initiative.
So hilariously, there's a little bit of like strategy you can do here of having Lou do all the sneaky stuff because they're likely to low lowest on the initiative.
Plus I got sneaky stuff to do.
But yes, with that, I feel like technically gives this group slightly with the most numbers slight advantage. But it's fair, there's only it's 3 versus 4.
Yeah,
Something to note in the future.
It's specifically on like a couple of the teams have 3. A lot of the others also have 4. So.
And
There's
people with
something to note, I want
summonables.
to use
Oh
in
yeah.
the future. But with that, then we get into it. The scene has been set by your competition because I feel like it's only fair.
Yeah.
I
I was gonna let him anyway.
can't have you guys saying it every time. It would the scene would never change.
Yeah. Chaos.
But the air between your two groups becomes this vast ocean depth as this blue jazz undercurrent is swimming through it. And as the scene is set, Alvina, you get to go first. As I believe you were distracting the opponent or intimidating the opponent, your choice of word verboten.
Distracting. Alveda's very much disposed to distracting. She's bringing interference. If they've set the scene as big underwatery thing, Alveda's literally going to be playing like a big ass shark. No, it's just very chaotically just there.
Describe to me how you would like to distract them. Now, I have got here, you can either do charisma, intimidation, or performance, or a wisdom performance, but if there's anything else you... this is standard D&D rules. If you consider something else that might apply, I'm not sure how you would strength intimidate someone who's like 100 feet away from you.
Flex.
Well, I can think
Throw a
how
rock at
away she
them.
can do
Just-
it, but she's not doing that yet. She's not going to throw
Miss
it.
Universe.
There's an
Alveda-
air of safety in the distance between your two groups for any physical intimidation.
Alvina, no,
That's what they
Alvina,
think.
Alvina pretty much is going to be just basically like cutting right through what they're playing with a electric lute. Essentially, the point is now buffed up her lute apparently, which I need to
Yep.
put in later.
Power chord.
Like cut right through it, like a big, like literally like a big shark going right through the music they're all putting in. It's like Peaceful Ocean. No, there's not. Now Jaws is here.
Okay, roll me either your charisma intimidation or a charisma performance or wisdom performance. I
I'll
imagine
do-
charisma intimidation.
My wisdom performance is the best. It was just what
Ah.
my loot one is, so I will just play.
All right, so just immediately picking up on the vibe they're going, you pick the exact chords that you know will interrupt a disruption into their flow.
Aww. Sad. Ah, well.
Unfortunately, the waves seem to be stronger than you imagine. Oh, 1 second. What's this? Oh, interesting. Sorry,
Yep.
As your shark manifests amongst the waves, rather than steering directly towards them, it seems to get wrapped up in the currents and begins to spin around ineffectually, caught in the sudden sudden currents of the underdepths blues.
Shame.
No penalty has been applied to your opponent. As we move on to, I like how the point's name is the Big Misfits because I put you as the party leader. The point, I believe you were attempting to excite the crowd
Yes, I
and
was.
amplify your own group. How would you like to flavor this as you roll me either your charisma performance or persuasion, dexterity, acrobatics or performance, or strength, athletics or performance?
Okay. So what the point is doing musically is taking the beats of their music and adding embellishments on the top. So taking their underline and using that to pick up my own music. What that looks like visually is as Alvina's shark gets buffeted around, like neon bioluminescent plankton kind of flowing off it into, swirls and blooms. Make it look like a show rather than this didn't go to plan.
Nice.
It goes from breakdown to breakdance.
Hell
Holy
yeah.
shit!
Relatively high roll, but still.
Hard 18 rolled for a 30. Jesus.
Right, so the way this bless effect works is that for every 5 above the DC, it increases the dice.
Oh no.
So it starts off with 4 if a D4 if you pass 10, D6 for 15, if you pass 15, D8. So this would be a D. It's D4 10. Oh my god, I need to do some maths here.
D20.
I'm just gonna write it out. It's really easier because I've already forgotten. No, I think this is the I think this is a D12 bless.
Yeah. Okay.
Alright, I'm gonna be referenced. Didn't think I'd have to reference that so hard. I said I'd just be handing out some D4s.
Immediately.
As the point just fucking goes off, and suddenly there is this beautiful scenery dancing with your shark as you get a D12 to add to your performance check at the end of the round.
Hell yeah.
That's gonna be the highest thing I roll all night, isn't it?
Probably.
Quite possibly. As it goes to the blue depths, and I actually have to remember what is first, it is distract opponents. Alrighty then, let's see. Okay. Distract, but we're gonna apply your benefit against you. I feel like that's a good flavor, but let's roll their check first. Well, I want to have this as. Ooh, we're gonna go intimidation with the blue. As suddenly, out of nowhere, you just catch sight of the one with the harmonica, kind of almost magically, almost as if it's a packed weapon, materializing this giant double bass.
Pact of the double
Hell
bass.
yeah.
And as they strum along it, the undercurrent of this beautiful, relaxing, almost you're soaking in the heaviness of this jazz, almost like a weighted blanket over you, there is suddenly a note of anxiety, a deep thrum of danger. As, let's see, he does have expertise in this. And then he has a D6. Go! Ooh, unfortunately though, as all around you, these beautiful, and you described at the point as the image you showed?
Yeah, so I described it as bioluminescent plankton just flowing off the shark.
That's fair, that's fair. As materializing around your plankton are these glowing jellyfish, massive in size, spreading out, and you can see electricity just lighting up their tendrils as they float about, adding a sense of danger to the area. Unfortunately, while it is a success, it is only a negative D4 Bane effect on you.
Okay.
Which is, it could counter out your D12 if
If we roll very low,
Doing
and
well,
they roll
yeah.
very high.
but as we go to Fukyu,
Go on, fuck you. You can distract him better than I'll be.
Okay, so fuck you is going to be casting minor illusion on themselves, staring directly at the lead singer or the lead of the other party.
Lead bird.
Yeah, the lead bird. So what he's doing he's minor illusioning his eyes to just be all black, sunken in, and blood like pouring out of his eyes. And
Like
just,
a doll's eyes.
Yeah,
Jesus.
like a doll's eyes, and just staring directly into his soul, essentially.
Hey, Chucky. We've got
Porcelain
Chucky on the
doll.
side.
Victorian porcelain doll.
Kinda, yeah.
Everyone's
All
seen,
right.
What's it called? Resident Evil 8, right? The doll from that.
No.
make your appropriate check. Charisma, intimidation, performance, wisdom, performance.
It's called intimidation, that one,
Oh,
right?
charisma intimidation, totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, low roll.
Only a 19.
Only a 19. Yeah.
Still
That
enough
depends on the
to
modifier,
apply a D6 to it. Wow, plus 13. Hold down.
Bards! Bards!
You got your two heavy hitting birds now.
Yep.
As it seems to have worked, as you can see almost a quiver go throughout the jellyfish around this scenery as they begin to take a distance from your group.
I wonder why.
All right, as we go to the next blue depth, and they're actually going to doing 2 excites.
Ooh.
As I was working in inverse order. So let's see, I'm going to do them both simultaneously. And then we'll just do them in quick succession and just see. Oh my goodness! Wow, these guys are, you know, they're still warming up properly.
Oh no.
Oh, that's supposed to be a +6, not a D6. It's slightly higher than that.
It's a
It's 9.
It's a 9.
But hot damn, a 10 and a 9 on a 1 and a 2 on the D20. They technically succeed. You know what? I feel like a critical failure's gotta just disqualify that 10 still. It's so bad.
You'll hold it against us later.
They actually did do 2 critical fails, which is horrifying. You've been roll. I'm terrified
I know,
what you're
right?
gonna roll later. I'm terrified what you're gonna roll later.
The blue depths are destined to fail. Apparently the gods have decided that Jazz is not winning this tournament.
Apparently not.
But I don't. You don't even know what they were attempting to do because it fails so spectacularly.
A wrong note.
The
As
harmonica
finally,
catches fire. It's like, is that supposed to happen?
the keyboard short circuits. The harmonica was the other guy, so it's the jazz. It's the saxophone and the strap keyboard. Both just go out of tune so bad.
Oh.
He goes, meh. Instead of the saxophone music, it's like honk.
Yeah, it turns out these Kenku weren't playing instruments, they were just using their perfect mimicry to...
Oh, that'd be awesome. One accidentally goes into goose.
As rounding it off, Loot for the final of the round. I believe you were distracting the opponents.
Also distracted.
Although I don't know if you need it at this point, they're doing so badly. But how would you like to first of all, what are you rolling to distract them? In terms of like intimidation.
I want to intimidate them.
You want to intimidate them? Do you remember what your intimidation score is?
Yeah, it's +9.
+9. Nice. That is a 13. That succeeds. How would you like to flavor this as there is just a deep blue ocean in front of you with jellyfish floating away from a shark surrounded by moss and Fukyu, their black eyes.
And fuck you is also there.
Fuck you.
Even,
He's also
even the
hot.
shark is looking back a little intimidated. How are you adding to the scenery?
The point conjured the sharks, didn't they?
No, Alvina conjured the shark.
I embellished
Yeah,
the
but
shark.
the shark's ours.
The shark's ours, yeah.
Shark's ours, yeah.
Right. So I'll shout over them because you said one of them was playing a double bass, right?
Yep.
So I'll
Was.
shout over. It's like, you think you're good on that double bass? Well, this shark's gonna kick your ass.
I'm just gonna imagine you're adding lyrics
Vicious
to this.
mockery.
All right. Yep, the double bass. The only one who wasn't failing starts to tremble
Yeah.
as you add. This was just a 13 success, so you add a D4 bane to them.
So that's
All
what,
right.
a D4 Bane, a D6 Bane. We've got a D12 and a negative D4. This is a
Yep.
weird section of dice.
It is. As we go to the end of the round and we make what's effectively, I'm going to call it a group performance, but it's going to be whoever has the highest performance modifier.
Probably point. It might be fuck you. But
I've got
prob-
+12 performance.
Yeah, Point definitely has a higher performance.
Yeah.
than Fuck you.
Just don't know you don't have expertise in it.
No.
Fuck you.
Since
Yeah.
you're both bards, both of you make me your performance checks, and we'll take the highest. You're gonna have effectively advantage.
Oh,
Point's
okay.
gonna win.
yep.
Just- I gotta recognize that you've both got the classes for this. Thank
There you
God, there's not like 3 bards in
Sorry,
the group.
I was writing lyrics. There you go.
Wow.
Yeah.
Only a 21. Oh, we're gonna roll the extra massive number of dice.
Yes. How do we want to do this? Did you guys want to roll the D12 and the negative D4, or?
I'm fine
about-
rolling the D12.
shall I do
someone-
So we roll the D12, you roll the D4.
Yeah. I'm okay
Uh,
rolling the D12.
If you're okay with doing quick mental maths.
I can do a quick math.
Hey, I got a good roll finally.
Okay.
Well, you guys only want me this because I'm rolling bad, don't you?
I didn't
Ignore
say
this one.
anything.
This one didn't happen.
All right, as you would have a 30 there, if not for my one negative. But going on to the performance, this is just plus 6 plus D6 because they're all doing performance. And they've got a negative D6 and a negative D4. So let's see if they can beat your, what was it, 29?
Yep.
29, yeah.
Oh, not
Oh.
bad
Oh,
though.
well.
21. Okay, so I think you have to beat them by 15 points to automatically win the round. So they
Yeah.
don't automatically lose. They might get and live.
Okay.
What is the best way to do this? I
Well,
want little
we're not-
circles.
Didn't think we were trying to kill them.
Take a
Well,
player
yeah.
token and just mark it
some of
in
us
the
aren't.
box.
You give us time.
That's
Oh, yeah.
if you want to.
Yeah, just
Yeah,
use
do
Tarragon
whatever.
as a marker.
exclamation point just spawned.
There we go. That's visible. Can I change the color? What happens if I do tint this blue? That's not quite as dramatic. That's nice. It's supposed to be a little bit more neutral in this. As that is a difference of 8, so that is not above 10, so you only get 1 point into the green.
Yeah.
As we move to the next round, effectively, as this is how the performance goes. We do this until one of you wins, or until we get to 5 rounds, and it's a draw.
Okay.
So, gotta
Turn
try and
the
win.
turn.
But before we get to the next round, let's go check in with Zormir and their dreamscapades.
Who's about to be arrested.
I'm not
but-
getting arrested.
You
Not
are.
anything
Before that,
illegal yet.
Are there any questions about, because we've kind of seen a full round of the mechanics, any questions before
No,
we move over to Zormir?
All
That
makes
makes
sense to me. Yep.
No, all good.
No, I think we're good.
Yeah, I like it.
All right, then let's go over to Zormir. Zormir, obviously you were wandering off. Did you have any particular direction in mind when they pointed that direction? And I believe there was something about a voice constantly saying over there. What was that again?
Yeah, Point like did a thing which said like
It's a-
every time they slow
Whenever
down.
Zormir brushes his arm, it says, "I think I saw him go that way."
You're
Oh,
trying to use.
And he's the
Well,
equivalent of like 10 pints in, aren't you? Essentially.
I don't know how.
You drank a lot. You drank a
I
lot of
drank
something
it.
very hefty.
I drank the 2 of the. What is it? The steep ones.
It was the most
It was the sky
alcoholic
blue
one
ones.
that didn't require
Yes,
a
right.
waiver.
It was
Uh,
those
which I
sky
think- I think
blue
was ended up-
drinks.
I think it was just under half the strength.
It was the second strongest.
Yeah, which is just under half the strength.
'Cause
It's
Neil
the
got a
difference between
benefit from
bottle
it. I got a negative from it because I.
Because I can handle my drink.
Hey, I normally can as well, but apparently that first one was going against me for the.
Yeah, I beat the crap
I've
out
got
of
a
you.
pretty.
That one.
I've got a damn good fucking con, and
The point, how long does that effect last?
As far as I can tell, permanently.
Wait, really?
It's a.
What is it?
It's an artificer feature. It's tinkering. So it can only be a 6-second message, and it only plays.
Oh, it's your coin thing.
Sound. Was that?
Is this like
yeah,
the coin
it's the,
thing?
it's the
where it
coin
does,
thing.
like-
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, that is
it's the coin
permanent
thing
until
just
you
on
do it again.
Zormir's armor.
That is until you do it again, isn't it? I
Yep.
think. Yeah. Oh god.
Zormir, make me a Constitution save to see how long you're in this feud. I want to see where I'm starting this at. If it's like 10 minutes, half an hour in, or something, like an hour later.
12.
Okay. Just because I want to start you a little slight outside the city, so I'm trying to see what's realistic.
That's not the
um,
entire city.
Well, I
He's
mean,
gone.
the city is just like a district, so you just have to be a little bit
Ah.
further away.
He's off the mountain, guys. He's gone.
How much power it takes to make their shields. They're not particularly like far extended. As soon as you're outside of like the major area, that's it. You're unprotected.
Oh, he's gonna get eaten by badger goats.
They'll break their teeth on them.
Zormir, you are semi-aware of what's going on, as we, as most of us are aware in that drunken fugue state. There is flashes and snips, but you're pretty sure there's some parts of your memory that are starting to black out, and eventually, you're so focused on following this voice that it takes you a good 20 to 30 minutes until you suddenly you calm down just enough to realize, where the fuck are you? As you look around, you find yourself in what appears to be a large cavern system. You've just come out of a corridor, I say corridor, like a tunnel behind you, and you've come out into just the scent of fresh water in the air, the cavern ceiling a canvas of glowing crystals and purple glowing crystals, and soft blue bioluminescent moss. There we go. Well done, Chris.
Mhm.
Fantastic. I did it. I said the words. As you glance around, you appear to be on almost kind of like a high rise overlooking a 30-foot drop down to a second platform, and then another 30-foot drop down into the ground of this cavern. You can kind of see some mushrooms growing along the sides, and what appears to be a small pool in the center of the cavern being fed by a lake from another exit tunnel on the opposite side of this. About like 80-foot wide cavern. What are your thirst thoughts as you look around and your senses start to come back to you a little bit? What part of your dream/nightmare of investigation do you think this would be most similar to, as you're effectively reliving hunting down Junior on that awful night, or maybe a subsequent night when you were trying to catch him?
So it's just dreams and snippets of my past.
Yes, so reality is overlapping with your nightmares effectively. Maybe
'Cause,
you chased
I was-
Junior into like a park, or you chased him into like a grand hall or something.
Because I was sort of thinking of something that's a bit sort of more in the sort of positive aspect of it, thinking of a fellow that he used to help him track before he grouped up
Okay.
with these guys. There's someone who's like a good tracker. He says, "I wish I had that kind of. I wish I had that bloody tabaxi with me. They were fucking awesome at tracking. I'm lost now. What the hell?" Just sort of reminiscing of the sort of that going on a tracking mission with that guy and them just shooting off ahead and being able to find things whilst I'm lost in this sort of tracking Junior the now, just wishing they had them with them as well.
How would this individual refer to you as? Did they have a nickname or a pet name for you? Did they refer to you as full title?
No, they just went and called me Dr. Clunky because I was starting to work on my artificer armor, and it was just
like
bigger and
Thorn or
clunkier.
anything.
No, he didn't call me anything in my normal title. He just called me like Dr. Clunky because
Dr. Clunk.
yeah, or
Clunk
or
works
even
better.
just called me Clunky because my rattling armor because I was starting to work on it. It wasn't quite at the stage that it is nowadays.
But it's still clunky. But-
Yeah, it's clunky, but it's a bit more attached and sort of is less rattly and clunky as it was when he first started adventuring.
I imagine
And-
it's like a pet name where it starts off as one thing and then just devolves. Like big Dr. Clunk, Dr. Clunky.
Yeah.
Clunkster,
Yeah.
Clunkmeister, and things like that.
Clunkmeister General.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's sort of like being insulted by fuck you once they found something they can nitpick on.
I think you've not got enough knife wounds for that.
One second, let me just.
Ow.
Because I figured it was going to be
I think you
your.
went that way. I may have updated the soundboard slightly.
You bugger.
Yeah, wait,
Going
you
to
went
use that whenever it's funny.
Yep, I think you went that. That's gonna happen in the middle of a sneaking segment, like weeks down the line.
Yeah, this way is something a little bit more aesthetic. It's not quite a map, but I'll do. There you go. There's blue.
Zora's gonna get eaten by Umber Hulks.
I escaped Amber Hulks the last time.
The little blue is the little. It's a little lake in the middle. Little lake. Tunnel on the other end. It's not perfect, but it'll do for now.
Yeah.
Don't have a cavern map. I really should have a cavern map.
We did have a cavern map.
Oh,
Yeah, because it was full of like
It
purple
was full of
worms.
Umber Hulks and things. No, I was meaning the one that we actually did the exploration underground to
Oh.
find the cult.
Oh yeah, that's
Mhm.
this map.
Yeah, what is this map? Nice. Oh,
Yeah, yeah. I meant one like more of a cavern shape with like an actual lake in it, instead of
Oh,
just
that
me
kind.
drawing a blue on it.
Yeah,
But since I already had this one available,
works.
makes it seem like you're lost in the tunnels. Yes. What did this figure sound like? What's the tabaxi sound like as they materialize across the cavern from you?
Cocky, arrogant. Basically, just sort of.
Old
Yeah.
miner man.
Let's
Quick-
see. Tabaxi, quick hunter, so probably a little antisocial.
Dr. Doofus
Oh.
nods.
A little gruff.
Or
Sort of. Because
little flippant.
he's built a life out of being a tracker, basically.
Rick from Rick and Morty.
Dr. Clunky, will you hurry up?
Oh, shut it, you furball! What? Huh? What?
You see him crouching down across the lake on the other side, next to the exit tunnel, kind of touching the ground. You can see him kind of taste a bit of the dirt. Seems to be scanning the area.
All right. How far across is he?
It was about like an 80-foot cavern across, but you're up on like a 60-foot ledge. There's a step down 30 feet and then another 30.
All right.
You know, Harry, we're going to lose the trail.
I can't fly out myself and fly across to where he is. Fly across to where he is.
So you get there. Give me a perception. Give me an insight check as you discuss with him.
Insight. I'm guessing I'm still affected by the alcohol, so this will be disadvantage.
Disadvantage, yes. Wow, even just that. Even at disadvantage, you notice that while this appears to be the figure you remember from your past, or I guess your present right now, it's a little confusing in your head with it all overlapping. You can see the cave around you, but at the same time you see probably a dense forest or something wherever you were tracking with this individual.
Yeah.
You can kind of see the trees around you kind of filling this cavern. But a little fuzzy and grainy in detail. And this figure appears to, while they're there, whenever you kind of look around or look down at what they're looking at the corner of your eye, you see just a black silhouette of an entity. It's not until you focus on them that they almost seem to like fill in. Almost like you're looking at a like reflective mirror that if you kind of tilt to the side a little bit, becomes obscuring.
What's... I try to shake it a little and try to focus a little bit more to see what I'm seeing is actually genuine or something.
As you do so,
Or-
the figure stares up at you with a raised eyebrow. Dr. Clunky, I didn't realize you'd taken on some canine features with your bovine there.
Huh?
You got the fleas?
No.
You gonna cough up a
come on.
hairball?
No, come on, let's go. Where?
Hey, you're the one just shaking there.
Uh,
Anyway, the footprints lead on this way.
Lead the way.
As you continue forward, ignore the train tracks.
Mm.
It's always gonna get hit by a train.
Which
They're
way are we
cart
going?
tracks. He leads you to the top north. Let's throw a... Why do I not have blank character sheets anymore? I gotta make though. He starts leading you to a junction to the right. as you're walking, you see him kind of constantly keeping an eye on the ground. So remind me, Clunky, who is this figure we're following? What's the deal with them again?
This vampire. He thinks he's some kind of artificer. Sorry, I've been drinking.
Clunky, you've been at the Clunky, we've talked about this. Can't drink on the job.
I know.
I don't care. I'm not part of the force. You got my share though, right? You didn't not bring some to share with the tracking class.
Oh, crap. Do I have anything on me? I'll get you a drink when we get back. Don't worry about it.
Get back.
We'll get back. Come on.
You know, vampires are no easy prey. You've got plenty of holy water on you, right?
You do actually.
The figure stops as you hesitate and like stares at you.
Yes.
Clunky,
And
you're taking this hunt seriously, right?
yes, I need to get him. I need.
Oh,
I
fair enough. I recognize that, but I don't want to die here, Clunky.
I'm
If we're tracking a vampire,
Can I? What would you? What do I need to do to try and make it focus up a bit? Like, would you need a roll for me to try and smack? I smack this sides of my face to try and focus up a bit.
yeah, give me another Constitution saving throw as you try and like focus your energy.
Zombie should drink some holy water to get
Come
rid
on,
of those
Zombie.
spirits.
Double nat 20 this disadvantage. You got this. Oh,
Oh.
shit.
I mean, it's you're starting to focus. Like, you're slowly come out of it. You can feel a bit of pain at the back of your head already forming.
Oh, okay. I'm good. Let's go.
Clunky, do you have the holy water on you?
Yes. It's on me. It's
And the stakes?
Did you give me any of the steaks still?
You're the
Garlic.
person who last actually are holding them, so you probably would still have them.
Yes, I've got
The
steaks.
garlic steaks.
Yeah, the garlic steaks.
I have steaks on me.
All right,
Why?
and you got like a sword of warning on you.
Why would I? I don't have one of those. This was a
You-
ru-
What if we get ambushed, Clunky? We've talked about this. You need a
Well, I got
weapon of
this.
warning.
You don't need a weapon of warning. You have me. I punch it so hard it'll be seeing next Tuesday. Ow. My head.
Clunky,
Trust me.
Clunky. You're an inspector. You're not a paladin. I really think we ought to be taking this to some heavier duty guys.
Look, I'm built an antimatter rifle, for God's sake. You think I can't hit hard?
Oh no, I just don't think you'll get the chance if they get a catch on us. How many is it just do we know this guy's alone? He doesn't have any spawn with him?
Yes, he's on his own. Don't think anything survived. I'm guessing a vague flashback of us getting here, but going, wait, that's not right. Yeah. Why would he be here? But he's here. No, he shouldn't have any spawn. He's working alone, I think. Last time I knew.
Clunky, you're gonna get me fucking killed. When was the last time you even saw this guy? How long ago?
30 minutes?
Yeah. Just
Give or take.
yeah. It was just a short few minutes ago. A little longer, maybe. Not that long. Come on,
Look,
track.
Like I'm going, Clunky. But I just want you to know, this isn't like the poachers. Right? Noids, no problem. They can't devour us. I die, I go to heaven, you pay for my resurrection costs. But this is an undead we're talking about. They can perform the ritual. And you know what happens if a monster devours our soul? It's no resurrection, no afterlife. That's it, we're just gone.
Yeah, I know.
The risks are higher. I just want to make sure we're prepared for this, alright? Hey, if you say you've got this,
We
I
got
owe you
this.
one. You know I owe you one. Ever since that. Well, ever since you helped me out back in the day. Let's not get into details now. It's still too painful to recall. Far too soon.
I know.
But I owe you my life.
Aw.
And if this is how I lose it, well, I hope you at least take the guy down with us.
Damn
We went
right.
this way. Still, I want you to think about the fact that, you seem a little unprepared about what's actually going on here. You have no idea what he's been up to.
Thinks he's some kind of artificer. Thinks he can make fancy tech like I can. Trying to be some radical and be more important than his own kin, his own progenitors and stuff. I don't know. I think he's going for a mid-vampire crisis.
Vampire crisis. Can you imagine that?
A mid-death crisis.
Mid-death crisis.
If you're technically a morsel, when does mid happen?
Well, that means you know that you're gonna get killed eventually. I guess when your midlife crisis happens.
Yeah.
That or you can go through several midlife crises.
Yeah, they just have a lot. It's basically just have.
Mid-century crisis.
Yep. And Vampire just buys up a whole plot of land and look at all my real estate.
Renfield.
I mean, that is actually the plot of Dracula.
The plot of Castlevania as well, actually.
Is that the whole point of what is it? Jonathan Harker being summoned to Castle Dracula is to help Dracula understand the UK property market.
Yep.
Seriously.
Yeah. Man.
But as you follow him, you can see the caves around you start to almost twist from this familiar luminescent glow that you kind of associate with Bastion now. This purple crystals everywhere, and suddenly it starts to give way into these kind of red, orangish glowing crystals. The kind of vibrant spotted mushrooms and blue moss around you give way to these kind of twisting, gnarling roots that seem to almost be kind of weak and scrawny and yet almost strangling looking in they've got kind of flicked off little barks, kind of got some spikes coming off them with just where the bark has been kind of chipped away and twisted. There's almost a yellowish hue to them that seems unhealthy in a way. You can see kind of little clumps of these roots sticking out from the ground. The dirt itself seems to almost go from this kind of nice, healthy blue color into this almost gray, like light gray with a hint of green permeating it. And with a combination of this kind of yellowy, sickless roots and the dark orange red crystals and gray dusty ground with hints of green, it starts to take on a more ominous vibe, almost like the world itself. And as you continue walking, you don't know if it's maybe just the alcohol playing with your mind, but the world itself seems to almost shift upside down as you find yourself walking on the ceiling.
Huh?
Or at least it seems like you're walking on the ceiling, but gravity is still pointing towards your feet. There's a strange disconnect between your body and your perception. Give me an insight check. Give me a flat insight check as you start to almost sober up a little bit.
Right, insight.
Sormir's got spider climb.
I
Ooh.
actually thought he got a 0 then. I legitimately just went, how the fuck do you manage that?
Out of the
Nope.
corner of your eye, there's almost a flicker in there as you lose color at the corner of your eye and see a black figure standing there until you glance and it's nothing. It's just your familiar guide tracking on the ground and looking up. All right, be careful. I think I hear something ahead, Clunky.
Okay.
Would you like to stealth ahead, walk normally, or run?
Uh,
Can you stealth inebriated?
You can
Uh.
normally try.
I'm at disadvantage normally.
Yeah, see, it's not going to be any different.
My nausea. Oh, jeez.
Clang.
I'm going to assume you're trying to be stealthy ahead as you just hear the visible wincing of your guardian as your guide. And as you thingy ahead and just accidentally like bang your armor into a wall, just rumbling down, you come out into what appears to be the cliffside or the kind of cave exit into a cliffside overhang, looking over a desolate kind of stretch of territory beyond. But in your immediate proximity, the sky above is completely night, and there's almost a chill to the air to it, as you can kind of see your breath starting to form in front of you. But as you come out, you notice there are 4 what appear to be incredibly pale dwarfs standing, talking to a figure that's just out of line of sight. You can see scars down their cheeks and across their brows, and they appear to be wearing this dry blood markings on their face.
Jesus Christ.
All 4 of them.
What did I come back to?
Zormir has
Who
just
knows?
exited a cave, which let's go ahead and redecorate this. This is now. You've just come out of a lovely cave onto this grey mountainside. Actually, if I do this, let's send this back. There we go. He's just come out of this cave entrance onto what appears to be a little like high rise in a mountain overlooking a kind of grey, dark, barren landmass beyond him, and 4 grey, pale dwarves have just all turned towards him as he stumbled out banging his armor.
Well, shit.
Mm-hmm.
Nice knowing you, Zoman.
We'll just
As
put you
was
on the
stated
edge
earlier.
here.
No.
There we go. But yes, Zermir, in your as all 4 of these grey, blood-marked faced dwarfs stare towards you, you can either quickly take a peek out to see who they're looking for. You can run back and retreat. What would you like to do? They have very clearly seen you with your critical failure self.
Look from the corner and sees 8 dwarfs.
You turn out there's more dwarves.
How long did it take us to get to where we were?
To get all the
Roughly.
way out here, you've been walking for about half an hour.
You're for about an hour out.
I'm just checking how long it was, because obviously it's light. Should have been out by now. What do I have? I'm gonna cast that and start.
Don't
Crap.
confuse your drunken self.
There's 6 of me!
And I go, come on, friend, fall back. He has Spawn with him now. Basically grabbing my friend as I have cast that and start falling back.
As you reach out and grab your friend, your hand washes through them.
guessing there's a sort of what the hell.
Oh,
Tell
As
me,
a-
how do you react?
I'm like, what? And just I, I'm gonna flip a coin, see if it's just a. I'm gonna roll. Mm, but if it if it's a 1, he notices. If it's a 2, he doesn't, and he'll act accordingly.
Nice.
I don't know. Christ's sake, come on! And just go past them and keep going and beckoning to move.
Right, you do. So
And-
they begin to follow suit.
Uh,
What the fuck was
Think.
in that drink?
I don't know, but
Hey. I enjoyed it.
I think it
It made me see better for a couple hours.
get to about there or something. Or is it 5 per square?
It should be 5 per square.
Alright.
It should be scale. I mean, it's not as important. Either way, they'll move the same distance.
About there or something? Probably get to about that end or something.
Yeah. But they follow suit. And as you kind of like glance back, you realize nobody's following you.
What? What's going on? I'll try to focus again.
Hello?
All right, give me another Constitution saving throw. This one's just a flat roll this time.
Okay.
No, it's enough to
I'm
start sobering up.
quite
I set you
positive.
up in Discord.
Great.
Hey.
I'm much sober, as in I'm starting to realize that this isn't quite the plane, the place I used to be, and my friend isn't quite there.
You're in a
Or-
cave.
or am I still sort of in between the two?
You're starting to become more aware that you are seeing two realities right now. You are still seeing both, but you're no longer kind of influenced as if they are one and the same. You're now starting to recognize that one appears to be illusionary.
Christ, what's going on here? I'm seeing two things. What? Which one's real? I need.
Oh, which one?
Mm-hmm.
Because you could be running away from like people that are not even there.
Exactly.
Oh, you might be running away from people that are actually there and coming to kill you.
Yeah. That's where the fun is.
As the guide stares at you, they begin to almost morph and change. As
Mhm.
Zormir, describe your mentor.
Oh, I didn't actually put a lot of thought into what my.
In a word, dead.
Dead!
Assume
Sure.
that you are seeing the alive version.
I think there was a description we had earlier, actually.
I mean, if you want to do horror flashes of occasionally they look dead, feel free.
Did I
Yeah.
ever describe? Did I ever
think you
describe?
did, 'cause you said that you saw like
Yeah.
their dead body on the ground. It was like I think it was like
It's-
Sherlock Holmes looking dude, wasn't it?
It's when you saw President controlling the dream, you went through to the other reality.
Yeah, I think you saw. I think you've described your mentor.
saw
I think I'm getting
your
flashes
mentor.
of like kind of like middle-aged, old like professional cop kind of guy. Was the mental image that is immediately coming to mind. So you probably described him.
Or you
I
can
haven't.
change it if you want.
Yeah.
Just
I'm
Yeah,
thinking.
I think we'll forgive you if the description isn't 100% accurate.
Yeah.
So I'm saying
I'll
you can
stick
change
with
it if
that
you
sort
want.
of. I'll stick with sort of that, but for actual race, probably a furbog kind of guy or something.
A lot of furbolgs recently.
Or not a furbog,
Bugbear?
the other one.
Thinking?
Bugbear. He's
Yeah,
a bugbear. He's kind of he's kind of fairly jolly disposition, or sort of, or as well, kind of likes to poke jokes, and his teaching methods usually sometimes he'll try to catch you off guard and catch you with a very bad joke. Let's say he likes dad jokes.
He's got a giant mustache, doesn't he? Like,
Does
Yep.
he really?
huge mustache.
Yeah, but also
What
the
show
sort of
did you see this in, or is it inspired by just your imagination?
no, it's inspired by a little bit of current people here as well for the bad jokes. But no, it just for some reason I'm seeing sort of like when I'm picturing it, I'm seeing like Sasquatch or sort of beast sort of kind of look.
Hmm. And how would they refer to you as?
Sonny.
Yeah, it was sort of a parental kind of guiding figure.
Sonny Jim.
Listen here, Sonny. No, not Sonny Jim. Listen here, Sonny.
Sorry, Sonny, this must be a bit confusing for you, huh? But I did tell you to keep your wits about you on the force. You never know what you're gonna find on a case.
Yes, Commander. He's a bit formal with him.
You don't need to stand on ceremony. But Sonny, I'm gonna need you to wisen up. You've been distracted lately.
Yes, I have.
Pulled in
Sorry.
too many directions. It's gonna leave you vulnerable.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for the wisdom.
Now, Sonny. What's a mentor to do? But you've got bigger fish to fry. And you can't always tackle a kipper head on. I know you've been running with well, let's just say I've seen my fair share of hotheads in my day. And a dragon's useful every now and then, but sometimes you need a blue wyvern to take down the enemy. You making sense, Sonny?
Blue Wyvern, sir.
Yes! I'm very happy that you've gone the Cloudy the Chance of Meatballs dad route. It's great. Love it.
Right, I'm gonna need you to be a bit more perceptive. We went in here unprepared. You were so sure they'd be defenseless, on their own. You didn't even take the precaution to scout ahead. Didn't do any scrying, any investigating. You don't even know where they are or what their plans are.
That was my mistake, sir. Sorry, sir.
You have to remember, this junior isn't a beast.
No.
They're the child of an arch shadow. They are accustomed to scheming. They don't live as long as they do by rushing.
No, sir.
That's why you can't give them any quarter. You leave them alone and like rats they'll multiply. Spawn beyond spawn. You haven't left them alone now, Sonny, have you?
No, sir.
It's only been, what, 3 months?
I'm guessing it'll go back to a point when when the mentor was still alive and tracking as little as possible, sir. But he's devious at times.
That they are. That they are, but vampires still have their weakness. Mostly in their arrogance. But don't mistake their arrogance for foolishness. No, their arrogance is in leaving a trail, but they'll leave that trail heavily boobied. Come,
Precise.
Sonny.
Hmm?
Follow
Alright.
me. We return to the scene of the crime. Information gathering. That's where your strength lies, Sonny. Not in these fancy gadgets you rely on too heavily, but in that brain of yours. Use it. Or you'll lose it.
Yes, sir.
What use is a gadget if it leaves you vulnerable?
You're right, sir.
Now, what do you see out there, Sonny? Try once more. This time, using your head. Stay away from the walls. Don't knock into them.
Perception.
Yeah, give me a perception check.
Yeah. So with the disadvantage from the drink, or must
No, you seem to be in the zone now. The effect's
Yeah.
temporarily suspended.
You're at the level of savant drunk.
15?
Oh, very good. As you glance out, you notice that the grey, pale dwarves with blood smeared or tattooed on their face almost. While they seem to notice you, they don't react to you. They glance over if you make a noise, but they don't do anything. Almost as if they can't actually see you. And as you glance out onto this cliff rise overlooking the dark terrain beyond, you see them. Or at least, you don't actually see them, you feel their essence. You recognize the shadowy figure ahead of you as Junior.
Mm-hmm.
But there isn't actually any visual detail to them. They appear to be a large silhouetted figure with two golden eyes in their face. But as you look at them, you recognize that this is Junior. You feel it in your soul.
Mm-hmm.
The figure glances up towards you. Do you do anything?
I instinctually sort of duck down so to try and get sort of a cover.
As you do so, the figure seems to double back, bending over almost into a crab position, and starts laughing maniacally. The high-pitched voice is almost like a hyena in your ear. It's dissettling and uncomfortable.
God damn it. Focus.
As your mentor comes up next to you, they places a hand on your shoulder, and as
I think you
Junior
went that way.
Jeez.
as Junior returns to standing up position, the silhouette staring at you with these large gold eyes, they seem to laugh out towards you, and there's almost a gust of air that comes with this wind of insanity. And as you do so, you notice out the corner of your eye that your mentor begins to almost peel away as if paint is being removed from them. And underneath is a black silhouette.
Right.
The laughing Junior quiets, leaving your mentor stripped away and nothing but a black silhouette just a foot smaller than you.
Okay. I guess I'll try to focus and try to strip back to see which of these realities is still kind of which one's real, which one's not. Start to think of it logically rather than just emotionally at this point.
Give me an intelligence insight check.
Right. Intelligence is 16. There's one better than my wisdom.
Oh, 23. For a moment, the world seems to almost become a little bit transparent, and you can see that the red crystals and the grey ground and the yellow sickly roots are all illusionary. They all seem to be plastered over the blue of the Bastion caverns, as well as all the figures around you. Everything you're seeing appears to be maybe not entirely illusionary, but at least almost in this strange dream fugue state. And the figure next to you, slowly shrinking down to that of a silhouette of a child, reaches up and takes your hand, or at least tries to take your hand. They place their 2D silhouetted figure on your hand. And then the world returns back to the dream again. You actually can't see any of the blue now. The silhouetted child stares up at you, almost with a pleading in their eyes. There's something they want from you, but you're not entirely sure what. And as you're kind of taking this all in, the silhouette that is Junior, you see the shadow opening into a large Cheshire smile type grin with bristling white teeth. So
What?
this is the champion you have brought, is it?
What
What is
hell are
your
you?
name?
No.
What? You just tell me not to.
I'm not
What?
there, so. Nah.
What is my name? What's
What
your
is
name first?
Ah, I see. Then let me introduce myself. It seems only fair. And as they kind of pull their hand up into the air, they wave it down, and materializing on their head is this multicolored jester's hat that seems to just float just ever so slightly above the crown of their head. And you can see just the silhouette beginning to almost start to emit a soft golden hue. Still entirely black in the center, but almost in that way, if like it's almost too bright in the center that it's completely black, almost like a black hole shedding light around it in this golden aura, and it feels.
Or how they represent the dark lightsabers? Black orbit
Yeah,
or
actually.
white?
Yeah. Only golden light instead of white.
Yeah.
And it actually feels warm. You kind of want to chuckle yourself. You feel jolly towards this figure. How rude of me. I am the one, the magnificent, the laughter, the insanity, a little bit of the trickster, the fragile, it must be said, and the contrast. But my friends call me Kiris.
Ah, so you're one of them.
One of them? Who is them? You mean our little friend over here who's been imposing on my domain? The little upstart that they are.
Does it look like Morph when I look at them, or is it something?
There's traces of it. There's definitely a tiny hint of similarity, but there's also a difference to it. There's more weight to this Junior. And also a more celestial radiance to them.
Oh, meaning the one beside me
Oh my god.
that you're
Yeah,
seeing.
gods.
That
Oh yeah,
they're saying-
the one beside you looks like looks like Morph.
It's his
What's
brother.
next year? Murph.
You can see that Morph, Morph.
Confusion.
Broke the GM.
Yep.
No, it's both.
Is almost like kind of half cowering behind you, using you as almost a shield.
Yeah, I'm fine with Morph standing behind me. And he's also seeing me in blurred form because I'm still mirror imaged.
I don't think they care anything.
Yeah.
I don't think anything involved in this conversation cares about mirror image. I'm gonna be honest.
No.
Staring at you with these golden eyes. You can't. They don't even have pupils. It's just like literally drawn golden circles onto a black silhouette. But I've introduced myself. Who are you? Who is it that this little jumpstart is hiding behind?
I'm gonna do something. Well, I'll just say I'm the doctor. I know. It's no. I'm not going for that kind of.
Any
Good.
relations to Medici?
The serpent of healing,
The god
Check.
of medicine. But yes.
god of medicine. Not quite.
Check the
No,
family
I
tree.
don't. I don't sense any divinity from you.
No.
Interesting. I've been.
But I
let's
see a
just
lot of
say-
madness in you.
Well, like I said, I am the laughter, the insanity. You don't
Well,
know
I'm
who
the
I am, do
psychiatrist.
you?
I know who you are.
Oh, who am I?
His name's
Tell
Chris.
me, tell me.
You're one of the mad gods.
Ooh. They call me the rapid jester, you know, the god of nothing.
Oh, good. Then you don't own anything here.
Why so hostile? We're just having a little fun, aren't we? Besides, I wasn't the one that infringed upon my domain. You're the unwanted visitors here. This is
Oh.
my home.
But I thought you said you're the god of nothing.
A god of nothing can have a home. Why are you so heartless?
To be fair, he might be able to own property. That is probably legal.
Trespassing.
Breaking out. Where's your warrant, officer?
Yeah, that's a good point.
You say
Go
you
on.
Sounds
own...
like Karen.
Explain
Yes.
yourself. Why are you traipsing mud into my home, doctor?
Traiping mud into your home.
As you look down, there's just mud all around your feet.
Ah, well, you didn't offer hospitality when entering your domain then.
You did
I
make
didn't
good
even
stuff.
know you were here.
Oh, but
Forgive
where's
me.
your thing to, where's your doorbell then?
It's right there. He points to the doorbell on the wall.
Rings it. Without even
Hello?
looking.
Oh, I have visitors. Come in, come in. Who's there? Who's there? Introduce yourself.
Well, I've introduced myself, Doctor.
Oh, yes, the doctor, the doctor. What brings you to my abode?
Well, I don't know quite well. Visiting, seeing, well, checking out the terrain, saying hello, maybe.
You're one
maybe
of
even,
those, aren't you? We've
a
heard
couch.
about you.
Maybe even offering some psychological help.
Do you just offer therapy to the god of madness?
Yes.
Okay.
You're gonna be busy.
Give me a persuasion
Look at
check.
your diary.
If you nat
Okay.
20 this.
Okay, persuasion.
Not one it. Not one.
Nat 1 or
Shut up,
20,
you.
one of the two. It's gotta be a crit in one way or the other. I don't know how
Hell yeah,
either one
that's
will
the
work
stuff.
out.
Let's find out. This will be a flat roll unless you have advantage. Ah, 16.
16's alright.
You think you can analyze me, Doctor? Well, this ought to be
No,
a
but I
laugh.
can give it a damn well try.
Well, before we get there, who is this? Who are these? They came with you.
Pointing to Morph, I'm guessing.
No, pointing to the dwarfs around them.
I don't know.
I thought they were with you.
I thought they were with you.
No, your little friend conjured them. I think they're trying to show you something. Of course I caught on. How could I not? This one has been trap teasing through my gardens, making a mess.
Yeah, traipsing, right?
Yes, I did. Thank you.
Cool.
I think
Don't
he's
correct the god, even of nothing.
I think he's giving me a hint to where my quarry is, maybe.
Hmm. Well, if you're done with this scene, let's move on, shall we? And as he stretches out his hand, it grows into this massive shadow as he sweeps along the horizon and everything turns white. Almost as if he's removed the paint from the canvas.
Okay.
Before you, he just like swashes his hand down, and a lounging chair and an armchair opposite it come into existence as the shadow lies down onto the lounging chair.
Guess I'll take a seat. I'll have Morph follow me behind and sit down. But I'll hand Morph a bit of paper and we've written just any information you have, write it down.
Morph stares at you and nods, taking the paper and pen.
E equals MC squared.
Oh, well, where shall I begin, Doctor?
Well, how did this whole
Madness.
calamity happen? Where did it all begin? When did...
Well, I suppose with my birth.
Yeah, I knew he'd start there. It all started when I was born.
Start at the beginning. It's a good place to start.
You know
Yeah.
how gods are made, Doctor.
Leaf?
What? No. We exist before the first mortals. No, my mother made me.
Okay.
Well, I suppose, Mother. We aren't birthed in the traditional sense that Noids are.
I would expect so.
And I suppose technically I have more than one, since I'm not really me. It's hard to say. Technically I don't exist. I have started too early, actually. We're gonna start before I was born. It makes more sense that way. After all good stories happen before the start. Or is it the end? Can never tell. But the many that were me before me came into existence, they were born to their mothers.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Does this make sense?
The multitude of options and directions and ways you could have been were infinite.
Oh no, I just
Everywhere.
mean that there was many.
Okay. So,
Yes.
it was many of you. Or many of...
Well, before
or
me.
could be...
There was many
before you.
before me that became me.
Mm-hmm.
I think it makes perfect sense, really, when you think about it.
The
But they were
horrifying-
born in order to
Mhm.
fight. Well, I guess they weren't born to fight a war. They were born to look after the soul engines.
Mm-hmm.
They were given one task, a task that would surely drive them to madness. See Noid society flourish. And truly, if you've ever tried to raise a Noid society, Doctor, let me tell you, it makes perfect sense that we all went mad.
I tend to agree there. There's definitely a lot of directions you can be pulled with even just your friends.
No, have you ever met you? You're so fragile.
Yes, compared
You
to
go
you.
mad at the slightest touch of an old tomb. You burn at the passing of a primordial. And then you
Mhm.
blow yourselves up with unregulated magic. It's a nightmare, Doctor. It's a nightmare. We tried several times, and each time society... poof! Gone. As if it wasn't there. Wiped from the face of Alterra. So of course there was
Mhm.
only one option, wasn't there? After all, When you're made for one job, when your entire being relies on that one job, well, you fucking see that job through, don't you?
Yes.
We don't really get the option of not doing it. It's all we were created for.
Hmm.
That was really on the nose with Agent Smith. Jeez. Oh, God.
So you know what we did next, Doctor?
Oh, enlighten me.
We did the only thing that made any sense at all. We went to war.
Hmm.
Damn the old tomb that corrupted your mind. Damn the primordials that wiped you from existence.
Hmm.
The Arcanites we let stay. For now. But, you know, that's when things happen. The war didn't go so well. You're not interested in that part.
Yes, I am.
No, it's fine, it's fine. You're here for me, and I don't even exist yet.
Ah.
So, the war, things happened, reality shattered, Arcanites went bye-bye of their own volition. Wow, it was a freebie. And then came the disagreements, brother against brother, sister against sister. We couldn't see eye to eye. That upstart Ryan really had a nose to pick. Oh, you can't eat your own noids to gain power to win a war. Oh, boo-hoo. Not all of us agreed, of course. After all, those in the war pantheon had one job, and they'd finally find the ultimate fulfillment for that job. Have you ever tried to tell a war god that you should end the war with a stalemate?
I'm guessing it was a resounding no, or I'll beat your bloody face in.
Well, for 6 of them it was at least, so maybe not quite. Fair Grace was always quite fair about the whole thing, but you could tell as eating him up that we hadn't won after all. There was so much pressure on him. He was the leader after all, leader of the war pantheon, all about fairness and strategy and blah 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 blah.
Hmm.
I should have done as Ryan did and ran. But no, not me.
You were dutiful in your duty.
Oh, there we go. 1 second. One of my viruses come use.
Karis is diligent in his job.
Well, I wasn't always Karis. Initially, I suppose I was the god known as Kip.
Kipper!
And what was your... Was... What were
Kip.
you known for? Mostly when you were Kip. Tell me
Kip
about...
was the god of loyalty.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what it does to the god of loyalty when they have to side with 5 of their brethren over 1.
Tear them apart?
Yes. It hurt poor Kip. Such a delicate soul.
Mm-hmm.
But you see... Oh, it's Greymarsh, that's who it was. Greymarsh is the leader of the war pantheon. Oops, I'll correct that. But Greymarsh had a plan.
Mm-hmm.
If we absorb the powers of the other gods, make 49 into 7, well, we'd have the power to win.
Mm-hmm.
And so we did. The war began anew. This time not between enemies and monsters, but between the pantheons. The schism happened. Some tried to flee, some tried to hide. Those that survived the witch hunts that came went into hiding. Oh, there's still some out there. The renegades that refused to bow. Greymarsh is determined to bring them in.
And how does that make you feel?
A little funny if I'm honest!
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, as I said, the many became one, and soon there was no Kip, there was only Karis. I had loyalties to fulfill, and thus I was born.
And Would you not want to be Kip once again at some point?
Oh, Kip doesn't exist anymore. That's like asking the flower if they wouldn't once upon a been a seed.
Hmm.
I suppose that's not an apt metaphor. I suppose it's asking a soup if they would rather be a carrot.
Fair enough.
I mean,
You
they
see,
wouldn't
I'm
be
not
chopped
Kip.
up and-
Kip doesn't exist. Kip is one side of me. Oh, there was Parta. He was delicious. Tasted of wine. Arcturus went next, so thematical, but he gave me the gift of masks, you see. I can now be anything, draw any scene.
Hmm.
Coop had the finest taste, after all. Coop was always so good when it came to food. I never did get to consume Mumin, but I did take over their domain. The aboleths got to them first, I'm afraid, one of the first casualties of the war. Poor Mumin, devoured by those tentacles monstrosities.
Mm-hmm.
Thus the Lumens died.
And then there was Maiden. Oh, sweet poor Maiden. I didn't want to devour Maiden.
Why?
There's something about the god of purity that eating them doesn't quite feel as right. At least not afterwards. There's a sense of lingering guilt with that one.
I'm guessing it's still there.
Somewhere, deep buried down. But anyway, that's not why we're here. We're here because you keep traipsing. You keep traipsing across my domain and getting
trapezing.
dirt everywhere. Don't think we're not aware of what's going on.
Mm-hmm. And what do you think we're doing?
Oh, not you. Them. As he stares directly at Morph. We sense their budding. We know they're coming. You should see Hernak in their little tower going crazy over it. They see all the futures, the possibilities, and suddenly, ever since a few months ago, every timeline has diverged into one. Don't think we haven't taken notice. It's driving them all mad. Well, even more mad than normal. Gredalion won't stand for it. Rara is screeching. Arkantome is busy looking at the books as they always do. Swish, swish, swish goes the pages. And of course, Vertarga is just relentlessly destroying everything in their path. But no, Harnik is sure. Harnik sees all. The many have become the one once again. It repeats history on a cycle. Round and round we go. Death is what is coming. Death of the gods. All timelines converge into one. The 8th century prophecy must be fulfilled.
8th.
Oh yes, we're entering into... This is the 7th era. Alterra, 7,000 years old. Happy birthday! Well, it's give or take a couple hundred years. I've lost track.
Very well. And if this happens, God will cease to exist and then start anew?
No, not without our mothers. The soul engines will remain unprotected. Noid life will become corrupted by whoever takes control. No. Unfortunately, arch powers left centuries ago, millennia. They created us and left us, abandoned us. It was supposed to be their role. They are the watchers, the seekers. They are the ones supposed to guide Noid civilization upon their path, and yet they abandoned us to unknown reaches. Left us. Why did they leave us? Why weren't we good enough? They created us to replace them. And yet we weren't adequate for the job, were we? Otherwise, none of this would have happened. The war would have been won, society flourished, but insane! Like dominoes, tick, 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 our goals are insanity.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do, Doctor, when you're not adequate to fulfill the only purpose you've ever been created for, and you fought a war for 7,000 years to put an end to all those monstrosities that would prevent Noid flourishment, and in the meaning become so corrupted that you yourself become the very thing you hate and despise, devourer of Noid souls, just so that we can survive. After all, it's for the greater good, is it not, Doctor? Do you know what happens, Doctor, if we lose? Bye-bye go the Noids!
Hmm?
And yet, if we win, is it any better? We've so lost it from the cause. Once upon a time, society would have flourished. Maybe there would still be monsters, but hey, we'd have been fair. There would have been 49 of us to rule the skies, and now there are only 7. 7 twisted abominations made of corpses, made of voices, never ending, always speaking, always judging.
Hmm. Let's see.
Anyway,
Oh.
I just wanted to tell you, this was all just a pre-ramble to the following message. Stop tracking dirt through my fucking garden. Next time I
will-
catch you in here, I will kill you. And I won't just kill you, I will eat you and I will devour you, because that is what we do now. It's quite the funny joke, isn't it? God sent to protect, eating the very flock they're supposed to salvage, because if they don't, they won't be strong enough to protect the other half. It's quite a funny joke.
Hmm. I should introduce you to my friends someday.
I should introduce you to my family. I'm sure they would love to meet you. How long did you say you've been in this world for again? You're not among the souls I recognize. You don't come from our soul engines. Isn't that a funny tidbit? Who are you? Who made you?
Just go with that, I put.
Hmm? Ah, and there's a mystery that you have to find out. Good luck.
We'll meet again. After all, it's destiny.
God.
And don't you fucking hate destiny?
No, she's really cute.
Ah. Yes. I'm sure we will meet again. Hopefully on a better terms. Bye. Let's go, Moth.
As you say that, you find yourself returned back to the blue caverns of Bastion, the crystals glowing overhead. And you look down and you can see a semi-transparent morph still there, just at the edge, slowly fading out, but clinging to the last fragments of your vision into the dream sphere.
I will read whatever note he has. And assure him that we will do everything. I will inform Alvina and what's going on and get them on the task of helping. Hey, I stick you on a mad jester. Why not?
Yeah, I'll take that. You're gonna feed Alvina gods, aren't you?
Maybe.
Wait till fuck you gets his shadow.
Alvina eats the primordials, Alvina eats the gods, Alvina eats the abominations. What else we got?
Fuck you eats the shadow of a god.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
They're humanoid, aren't they?
Immortal.
Fuck, he's already immortal.
He's twice immortal. He started his Sun Wukong this, so he's like 59 times immortal. He gained his first level of immortality, then he did another thing, gained his second level of immortality, and it kept going from there.
Because there can be only one.
As you look
Okay.
down at the note, there appears to
Yes,
be
look.
2 pictographs drawn by Morph.
Mhm.
The first one appears to be what looks like almost a visualization of a floating island. It actually looks to be reasonably shaped to how you've actually seen images of Salvos, as if like horizontal on though.
Hmm.
And underneath Salvos, there is a depiction of a stick figure standing beneath Salvos, kind of like sticking out from the bottom of it, with what appears to be oversized fangs drawn into the stick figure.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will say is Junior under Salvos and see if he
Junior
reacts
Salvos.
with an affirmative.
And they nod back at you.
Right, that's good.
Good
Now
work,
where the
Morph.
hell am I?
But as you look at the second image, it is the figure of the shadow that you just saw with golden eyes, and what appears to be Morph hiding from the gaze of this figure.
We'll find a way to obscure you from better. Trust me.
It's very evident that Morph seems to definitely have the most childlike tendencies. I mean, granted, you've only ever also met the Witness. But they...
Destiny.
Oh, that's true. You also met Destiny. Morph seems to have these childlike tendencies and definitely seems to be afraid of this figure. It's your impression that from what you've learned of the avatars so far, the pillars, they seem to exist at the edges of basically reality's domains.
Yeah.
One of which clearly crosses over into the divine domain of Kyrus.
Mm-hmm. We will do everything to make sure that they don't find you and then everything. And I will be sicking an Alvina on them. Trust me.
Morph nods to you, kind of like almost like puffing up, trying to put on a brave face, nodding to you. And as they do so, they fade out of existence.
Mm-hmm.
As you find yourself alone in this cave system, far away from civilization. You have no idea where you are.
Shit.
And with that, we're going to take a pause there with Zormir. I actually did not mean for that to go on as long as it did.
I was like,
No.
that was a
No.
while. It was cool.
It was
It
good
was
mission,
good.
and it gave me time to eat an entire pizza. So
No,
Yay! Pizza
Got,
power.
honestly,
got a little too absorbed in that one.
It's giving me ideas. Also, I'm happy that Alvina essentially will find out she has permission to eat a god. So.
There you go. You met Kyrus, one of the Mad Emperor's court.
Mm-hmm.
But with that, we return back to Battle of the Bands.
Okay, now to put the music back on because I paused it for that.
Before we get into the next round with the Blue Depths, I'm just going to quickly take a water break though and go grab some water. So take 5.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That was cool.
yeah,
I like
Yeah.
that. We got to meet your god. Point.
yeah.
He's pretty fucked up.
They just like a good stew.
Yeah, made of other gods.
Yeah.
Don't worry, we'll fight. We'll find a way to get the maiden out of him. Alvin will just punch him so hard it'll rip the girl out.
Honestly, not that fussed about that god. Melody is not part of that. So that's a different god that got interested in me.
Yeah, you've got 2 gods. And
I have 2 now. Yes.
Just because he never specifically mentioned Melody doesn't mean to say that
I have an
he
idea.
wasn't.
I think Melody escapes this reality before that happens.
Either that, or they might have been
You hope.
destroyed by one of the other gods, because
Hmm.
there is like the butcher, who I imagine has quite the body count under him.
Yeah.
And don't worry, here's the bit that I have a mental image of. If we find a way to fuse Alvina's 2 legendary weapons to one hand, she can have the butcher's cleaver in the other.
Oh no.
Zormir. New project.
Future project. Future project.
Yeah.
Fuse together the elemental hammer with the amethyst sword.
Give me enough of the reality altering
That's what I was
Arcanite and I can do it.
If we get
No, that's not quite how.
Oh, no,
So,
probably MacGuffin Arcanite would manage it though. Let's face it.
If
Because
it can rewrite underline reality parts, then yes, it could probably rewrite these two weapons are no longer one. They are one and the same.
They are no longer two individual weapons. They are one and the same. The main thought I have is we have to remember there is one tier of there is one item level higher than legendary, and it is artifact.
Artifact, yeah.
So, in theory, possible.
Then shit gets real.
Then you can get a real weapon.
What was it? A hammer and a sword?
It's the amethyst dragon blade, and the elemental hammer of Furnace. Was that his name?
Yeah. Well, you could make it.
possibly.
Yeah, I'm trying to think how in.
Smoldrus. Smoldrus' warhammer. And the amethyst dragon's blade.
So
Yeah.
in Steven Universe, spear plus shield makes hammer.
It
What does
would
sword
be
plus
a
hammer make?
Exactly.
spike hammer.
Actually, no. Sword plus hammer makes a falchion. Very explicitly, that is what it makes.
Oh, okay.
Well, a falchion is basically just mix the ideas of an axe and a sword together. So it probably would work, right? They basically just adding
Yeah.
more weight and impact to a sword, make a falchion.
Yeah.
Or an
You
axe.
can do-
Actually, also could just make an axe.
I'm
You can
thinking
do
it's more
bludgeoning
the.
and slashing damage.
I'm thinking it's more it adds on crystals to the front and gives it that.
Yeah, I'm thinking like a war pick.
Now imagine a bigger
Like
blade.
you add the blade to the hitting edge of the hammer. Just
Maybe. I'm imagining more of an axe because it's like a big ass blade. So I imagine more like it'd be an axe, which would be a cool combo.
Yeah.
I would love to have those two Alvina final build, 2 artifact level weapons and a real big belt, and that's it. I'm still 17 AC. It will never get higher.
Alright, I've returned. Where were we? Are we all back?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not that you'll need me
Alright.
for a
Danny, you
while now.
back? You haven't spoken for a bit.
Yeah, you can go away for a while.
You already got a third of the session to yourself. That's
Yeah.
that makes up for it.
I'll text you when you can come
I
back.
think you went that way.
You've learned Junior is doing something with dwarves down underneath Salvos. Who knows what? There's things going on. If only
Who
you
knows
were.
if that's even happening.
Oh, who knows if that's even happening? Morph seems to
Oh.
think it's happening.
If Morph sees it's happening, it's probably happening. That's my thought.
Although what
Yeah,
Morph's
but-
powers are exactly, who knows?
Drunken
Maybe it's
shenanigans from Zormir.
as far as Morph is.
Hallucinations.
As far as you're aware, Morph could just be picking up the dreams of Junior, and they're actually just like in a shack somewhere dreaming of being big.
Just superpowering, taking over an army of dwarves. He's imagining it.
I got the Durgar on my side. Come on,
How do
let's
you know, it's actually Dwagar.
Wait, go.
Dwagar the Rock Dwarfson.
Apparently it's pronounced Dwagar.
Okay.
Is
Wild,
it?
I know, right? Still gonna call him.
No.
It's what they refer to him as in Baldur's Gate 3.
Oh, a different person describes him as Durgar in Baldur's Gate 3. That was
Yeah,
what I
apparently
was
they have
confused.
different pronunciations. It's wild.
Weird.
In Critical Role, it's Duragar.
Yeah, I think
There's
that
at
is one of the
least
valid
3.
ones.
There's at least
But,
3, is what we found out.
It took me for a moment when one of the NPCs just went Dwagar, and it's like, I'm sorry, what?
Who?
What?
What's a Dwagar?
What's a
The
Dwagar?
Dwagar! The Dwagar!
And there's just something fun about it, so I've just been saying it constantly. Dwagar.
Dwagar. It sounds like a food.
Dwagar.
I mean, to me, it
Well, anyway.
sounds like the.
Or it's a Pokemon.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it
Hey.
sounds like the rabbit from Monty Python.
But
To me,
as
it
we
sounds like an alien from Red Dwarf.
Back to the bands.
Right, go on. Back to the Battle of Bands. You're still fighting the Blue Depths. Let's see if we can beat them to the session.
No, in Red Dwarf, it's Quagar.
Yeah, that's why it reminds me. It's like Dwagar.
Okay. Back on track,
You have
guys.
won the first bout against the Blue Depths. As we go into the second bout, you can see the scenery begins to almost cleanse away back to this deep ocean as you have won the first battle of the bands against them. Or the first battle of the head-on-head. As we go into the second round, you may all re-choose your action, and we'll re-roll initiative to decide the order that they come in.
Oh,
I'm just gonna excite again.
I think Alvina's gonna try and excite this time as well. I've got
I've got an idea of what the fuck he wants
Yeah,
to do.
got no reason not to just try and outperform them yet. So
I have the one of I think that we got something we can do. We're getting slightly further in, so Albina can start up the pyrotechnics a bit. Is my thought.
yeah,
So,
yeah, we've had the opening bars.
Yeah.
So I'm saving my big guns for later people.
she's not gonna use like the full go, but she's gonna show the starts of it.
Well, write in the chat what years you would like to do. And if you can't write in the chat, let me know and I'll write it in the chat. And so let's go ahead and...
Yeah, that's what I meant. Excite. I wrote enhance. It works.
Enhance.
Enhance.
Power
Right.
enhance.
Alright. And finally we get Lou coming in, and as Lou's doing that, let's go ahead and roll for them. Okay, so they're gonna do similar to
I
what
mean,
we did
I
last
can
time,
They're
roll
trying to excite
for
again.
myself now.
but- Nice. Then everyone
Break.
roll initiative. Oh,
If you
that's not
snap
bad.
your spine trying to do that,
Hey, if it means we win, worth it.
I'm really
Very-
sad that Alvina can't roll like this in combat for initiative.
Yeah. Okay.
Very distracting. Fuck you. The
I'm assuming if it's just distract, it's gonna be the opponents, not the judges.
Oh yeah.
We'll probably put
Oh,
judges.
I bet
Imagine-
the last initiative.
You're second initiative out of us.
Oh, fuck me.
Yeah, they got
Oh,
a 6
they've all-
initiative.
they've all got
Fuck
+3,
you.
fuck you was too busy freaking the guy out from
No,
the last
he's
round. He
waiting.
forgot.
No, he was waiting for his perfect moment when everyone else has done everything, and then he's gonna go in.
Oh, I know exactly what I want to do as well.
Alright, Alvina, it seems like you get to set the stage once more for the second bout.
Alvina's going to enhance this time. She's gonna start basically putting the pirate. She's basically gonna be strumming. So I imagine she's got a very fireproof loot, knowing her in general, knowing her entire life.
I have in theory a good flavour for what it looks like, but I'll let you go
Don't forget
first.
that you guys are trying to go for otherworldly rock.
Yep.
Yeah.
Keep that in mind as you're flavoring things.
Alvina very much is gonna be putting a bit more of what it was like when she was back home into it, back in Fantasia, because she doesn't imagine that anyone is a dragon-infested firewoods is a particularly common thing. At least not in anyone here knows about it. Like. So that's what she's going for.
Right. Then make me your check.
Loot check. Please give me a good roll.
And let's see.
Better than the last one.
You get a d4 bonus onto it. Let's have a look here. We're actually gonna do that in reverse. Okay, I can. They get some leeway. Yep. So that's good. Remind me what the imagery was.
Back of the Fantasia forests, like a lot of heat, and fiery feywood.
Okay. Kind of like battling against the ocean fire. You're almost trying to like take over the environment itself.
Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice. As you do so, though. They get a +6 because of expertise, and then we got a d6. 22. Okay, so kind of taking a moment to stable themselves. They seem to be coming back with a renewed vigor, and as they do, the first one is going to kind of draw the spotlight away to one corner of the platform and is gonna almost bring in a jazz solo. This is actually, we're gonna bring the saxophone guy in, and they are just going to solo off as a a breeze kind of sweeps through the ocean scenery towards the jungle, and it creates an explosion of fog that seems to perpetuate the entire environment, making it semi-obscured.
Okay.
As they do so, second one is going to come in, and for the rest of you looking into this, you can kind of see the environment around you turning into these Fantasian woods, sweeping around, almost drinking up the water. And as this fog rolls towards you, suddenly it clashes with the heat of the fire, and it explodes into dazzling lights. As I need everyone to make me a wisdom saving throw against a charm-inducing effect.
Hey, I'll take the advantage.
I'll take it.
Oh, I meant to roll advantage as one roll. My mouse has been bugging out recently, so it's been just rolling individual.
Ooh, damn.
I'll take a 17.
I'll take a 22.
Nice.
Yeah.
Fuck, you got a 4.
Ooh, damn.
Yeah, I'm thinking I might use my destiny on this.
It's not a bad show. We don't know how high the DC is, but a 4
That's
is
better.
definitely lower than it. There we go,
19's
19.
pretty good.
Alright, so we got 19,
Seven.
17. Okay.
Yeah, my mouse has been bugging out and has been like double clicking a lot, so it didn't let me give time to do advantage. I just rolled it twice.
Alright, all 4 of you succeed.
Yeah.
And it's not until the fire kind of sweeps the fog away that you realize that was a hypnotic pattern. That wasn't part of the theatrics.
Ooh.
Sneaky bastards.
As you see, one of the other blues on the one with the harmonica has gone off into the shadows, and you can see the linger of a spell circle fracturing away into arcane particles as they'd cast it.
Anyone of us have the silence spell? Just put it.
No,
over
I
like,
don't.
no. That'd be amazing. It's like,
So that's the
no.
first thing I checked as soon as we started.
I don't think so.
I think it's on your spell list, but you have to pick it when you level. Unfortunately, I think for you.
Yeah.
Though.
Subtle
But
spell.
as they do that, the second one comes in, joining the solo. This one with the so it wouldn't be the Monaco, it was double bass, so it would be the keyboard guitar. Or guitar, keyboard guitar. Yeah, keyboard
Guitar.
guitar is what it
Guitar.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
guitar.
And they join the second one, again redrawing everyone's attention from the little bit of light that kind of some of them were drifting off to look at, and re-distract the audience as they use 2 distracts and a sabotage.
Okay.
Ooh.
But it does. They didn't
they-
distract the judges though.
Hmm.
Well, they distracted the audience judges with the 2 checks. I inverse the order.
Alright.
It's one of the meta abilities I get as the DM is I can just inverse it, whatever's better.
Okay.
So there is still randomness there, but there is some choice to it. It's not 100% random.
Okay.
It's kind of like how as a mind, like a beholder, I can choose who to target. I just don't know what the effect is.
Yeah.
But that is going to be them. At the cost of that sabotage, though, they haven't actually distracted you or enhanced themselves. So they were kind of relying all of that of just like disabling you for this round.
Okay.
That goes on to Lou Grimm's turn. Oh, I realized the second one was actually after Lou, but oh well.
Oh.
It wasn't anything that would impact you guys.
I'm gonna slightly change it, not much.
Do your breakdancing bit, Lou. You got this.
I'm gonna change it from breakdancing.
Ah.
Look, I'm gonna add a bit of singing in as well.
Oh no.
Cult hymn music, go!
Is there? I've put lyrics in. Go with the lyrics. There are lyrics in chat.
I know what I'm gonna do. It's like, I'm gonna like look straight at them, and start dancing and singing "Shake Your Tail Feather."
Yeah, definitely
Yeah,
counts
the,
as
the whole
otherworldly.
scene from the Blues Brothers where they're doing that
Okay.
song.
Okay.
Oh, that's great. Roll your performance check.
It's the,
Roll
down-
your,
at the downside of singing your lyrics point. I don't know what the tune we're doing is.
Yeah, no, nor do I.
Oh, shit.
So I just kind of went,
No,
oh, we'll
what
go
was
with
it?
this. Let's sing that.
Well, obviously, it's the tune for Otherworldly Rock. Duh.
Yeah.
Exactly.
What that entails, I don't know.
Yep.
Oh, what's it?
Persuade.
What's it called?
Performance, isn't
Man
it?
on Mars. Life on Mars.
Yeah, you were distracting the opponent, right?
Yeah.
You can either do intimidation or performance or a wisdom performance.
Okay, I'll do intimidation then.
You
go
got
for it.
this, Lou.
18?
Nice.
18 is good. It gives them a D6 Bane.
Hi. I'm never gonna not make that joke.
As you do this, they are entirely distracted and inflamed by what you are doing. How dare you mimic that? You are not Jazz. You are Otherworldly Rock, and you are butchering it.
Yeah. Not only am I rock, they're birds as well, so they have tail feathers.
yeah.
Oh,
So,
no.
Come on, shake them.
Oh,
So
my
it turns
goodness.
out Lou is Lou is
I
aggressively
fucking dare
racist.
you,
It
shake
turns
those
out
tail feathers, boy.
Lou is aggressively racist, so that was his intimidation.
The point. The point.
Okay.
Speciest.
How are you adding to
Speciest.
that?
I'm adding to the tail feather.
You got this. Don't worry, I was also doing a thing. You can ignore
Yeah,
it
so-
and go to Fantasia if you want.
Yes, we've got Fantasia,
You
the
can
mist.
do
The
an
mist is.
amazing solo.
Yeah, is the fog they conjured still there?
It is receding away, but it's still kind of lingering at the base of the sea.
Okay, in that case, I'm going to build it up using their own tunes back at them, kind of echoing it back, building it up towards a drop, but have not hit the drop yet,
Yeah.
which has
Okay.
the effect of seeing that shark from earlier, but now that glowing plankton has turned into essentially rocket boosters
Hell yeah.
as the shark jumps out of the fog. So you just see the lights shimmer under the fog as they come
Okay.
together, and then woof, shark.
I've also just realized something. Alvina's probably never seen the ocean, so whatever monstrous fey abomination that shark is probably
Oh
horrifying.
god.
Flying sharks are a thing.
Yeah, fey shark. It's it's one of those megalodons
Well-
from the slime anime.
How high sharks can jump as well. It's like,
All right, make me your check.
Okay.
By the way, are we wanting the base drop next turn point?
Yeah,
Genuine
base drop
question.
next turn.
Cool. Okay, it's like I've got an idea for it, so.
Yep.
Alvina to start to help
So
out with it.
we rise, shark going up.
All right, you got a D6 plus blast. There we go. All right, as we come to Fukyu, how are we capping this bout?
So what fuck you was gonna do, is he's gonna start running towards the edge of the platform.
Okay.
Cast mirror image, not mirror image, sorry, minor illusion. And then make that look like it's running towards, still like running towards the lead singer through the air. All still with like the black eyes and that. And
Is the shark like circling overhead you at your heels, like following you, or?
no, like fuck you is still on the platform, but he's like.
But your illusion, your image.
Yeah, the illusion is like running full pelt towards the
Just beelining for the lead.
yeah.
All right, roll your intimidation check.
Come on, nat 20 this. Freak
Oh
him
my
out so he
goodness.
jumps off the side.
Right. Intimidation. Come on.
Come
Oh,
on.
for fuck's sake.
Oh,
it's
it's
not
still a
too
15.
bad.
You rolled a 2.
Yeah.
But it's still a 15.
Take
Yeah,
mine.
but 15.
Take mine. I'm not using it.
You sure?
Oh, you've got a destiny from Bob.
Go it.
Come on, nat 20.
Still low,
It's
but
20. It's over
good.
20.
Yeah.
It's over 20.
So much money. That's what matters. Go get a higher dice roll.
Yeah, bigger die.
That. All right, and that puts up to a negative D8. that's here. Okay. As again they quiver and it's distracting their performance. They were hoping to try and just like take you out for the round, which to be fair, if half of you got hypnotic, it doesn't actually prevent the roll, it just gives you disadvantage.
Mm.
But as you can imagine, disadvantage is still quite a biggie.
Yeah.
Maybe triple disadvantage if they take you all out and you're just relying upon your pass check. So we'll see. But that brings us to the end of the bout as we get into the roll. Once again, at the point of Fuku as the lead bards, go ahead and make your performance checks, and you can both add a d4 and a d6 to that.
I'm gonna destiny that. Actually,
Yeah.
I'm gonna see what fuck he rolls and then destiny that.
Yes, this
Yeah,
is.
I'm gonna destiny that.
Oh, you fuck you, roll perception instead of performance.
Oh,
I'm still gonna destiny it.
that's better.
That's better.
What did you get?
Nat 20.
Yeah!
Yo!
32!
Fuck me.
And
Also, we gotta add the dice.
Yeah,
add a
what-
d6 and
Oh,
a
yeah.
d4.
I'll,
d4 and a d6.
I'll do the d4.
And I'll do the d6.
All right, they rolled a 9, so if you can beat it by 10,
Oh.
Beat more
which
than
I think
10.
you've already done, I think
Beat it
you
by 24.
We beat by 24.
had this been the first round, you would have auto won before we even got started. But with that, you bring this. Your performance is so over the top that the opposition doesn't even finish their song.
Oh.
It
We're
is.
ramping up to the bass drop, but it's just eclipsing everything else.
Like it's drowning them out so much that they realize the futility of trying to fight back against it, and you crush their spirit, and they just drop to their knees, just looking down in despair as the water recedes back. And describe how the visually of your domineering victory washes over the once deep ocean.
So I think
It's
that
Fantasia.
the flying shark flies above the trees of Fantasia and just does a pose in front of the moon as it flashes.
And I think
As long
And
as
it's like
all
this
the
shark
water
is now in space, not in.
and the water
the
turns
ocean.
to steam, making it rise up far higher, basically.
There is
You
no
almost,
more
like-
ocean, there is just space.
Yeah, you forcibly kind of like roll the scene down so the ocean recedes as your shark jumps, and now we're no longer in the deep blues. We are in otherworldly rock.
Yes.
A fucking bass drop just happened in the music, by the way.
Overwhelming
Yeah.
victory.
Base drop would be next round, but there isn't a next round. So we
To
just
be
keep
fair,
building.
you finish off your song, so go
Yeah.
ahead and describe how you bring this song to a conclusion as you play it out the rest of the way, uncontested.
Alvina had an idea for the, because it's obviously Alvina, so
Yeah.
it would be, the shark's in the air, it just sprouts wings and just roars like a dragon.
Yeah, I'm going with that.
Yeah. As we continue just playing real hard.
Yeah.
Space shark.
Space shark dragon thing.
Nice shark dragon. Which ironically is a better name for the band than the Big Misfits.
Space shark dragon.
We're just
wants
changing
to
the name
ship
midway.
at them.
That's the name of the song. That's the name of the song.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's our first track is Space Shark Dragon.
Space shark dragon.
I wish IOL had actual musical skill, so I could actually make these songs.
Yeah.
Comes from the depths, the outer depths.
I know bards, but the wrong kind of music.
Yeah.
All right. As the performance comes to an end,
Lou
as
just wants
the
to shout at them. It's like, yo, I told you that we would kick your ass when you thought you were class.
Lou's doing a rap battle in the
Oh,
middle
no.
of the song.
I feel like every part of your band is like a different
Yeah.
theme.
Genre of music.
We're
That's why it
Lou.
works. That's why it works.
that's how it works.
Lose
We're
the rap. Lose the rap battle.
Can
Yeah.
someone please have a picture of Lou with a backwards cap and a massive gold chain? Please.
Blue's the rap battle. Fuck you's the death metal.
Yeah.
Intimidation of.
Alvin is bad. Alvin is what? Alvin's but bad. And the point is the rock
I
star.
think you're.
Yeah.
I think you're sort of.
Alvina's battle metal.
Yeah, you're sort of battle metal, sort of the like tour assassin.
I mean, in my head, the point is more glam rock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Glam rock for the point. So it's like all these genres merging into one is just
Yep.
like what the fuck.
Ultimate fusion.
You saying we can't have rap metal?
No, there is rap metal. There's
what I'm
definitely rap.
saying. Are you saying we, as in the big misfits, can't have rap metal?
I'm not saying you can't. I'm just saying that it's a
okay, then.
very eclectic mix of
Yes.
different genres and one
Yeah.
for a go. One's trying to be like big heavy metal flames jetting out, and the other one's ghoulish intimidation. Our one's
It
glam rock,
confuses the other
and you're just
contestants.
coming in with rap battles. It
Blue
feels
Grim versus Bird People.
so.
It confuses them.
You're the Beastie Boys in the background. Oh God.
No sleep till Alterra.
No sleep till copper.
Do what we want, and we like what we do.
Alright, as the leading two contestants, the eyes of the audience were already on you, but after that display, more and more people are switching over to effectively your channel as they kind of
Yeah.
direct which their special equipment to direct which kind of songs they focus on. They'll still hear the rest as kind of background, but they can almost they have like focused lenses that can they amplify which song they're getting. But yes, with that, you have enamored the crowd so much that you are now the leading favorite for the time being, just because of how much you dominated the other side.
Mhm.
Which means you get a free pass from the audience.
Hell yeah.
Effectively, what this translates to is you get a party-wide inspiration.
Oh, nice.
Be reused to re-roll any of your checks in the future.
Does it stack?
Yes, if you keep gaining the crowd's favor, they are more likely to be
Yeah,
biased
but
toward you.
I already have inspiration and my destiny. So
It's different from a Destiny.
Yeah, I'll let it stack for this one time.
Is this one reroll for the
okay.
whole party, or
Cheers.
the whole party has one reroll?
The whole party has one reroll, so as a
so
group
it's
you can decide
it's a
when to use it.
collective reroll.
Yeah, collective one instead of
Oh.
one each.
Right. Okay, that's fine then.
I've just actually ticked the inspiration box.
Oh, if you're talking also just normally, they do stack up to 3 normally. By the way, I just forget to give out inspiration, and you just get one every session, so it makes sense to always just have one.
It happens occasionally.
Just because
I was actually at 3 at one point for like.
Yeah, I was at 3 for a bit.
And then I went, okay, burn, bam, 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 because we needed it.
But with that, there's a moment of yeah, I feel like they have like a minute break between rounds for the audience to
Water.
get snacks, to let their ears kind of cleanse of what they've just listened to. So you have a moment respite or
If there's, like,
respite.
If it's like camera zoomed in, by the way, Alvina will at one point like turn to where she's pretty sure at least a few people looking and just wink. She knows exactly where some people are looking at this.
Also, at the conclusion of that round, I need to roll for all the other ones, but the blue depths end up falling. It's effectively a dash speed, so they fall 60.
Yikes.
So they fall back 30. You guys maintain your height. And I need to do the rest, and I actually need to do this. So yes, discuss amongst yourselves during this minute break in game, while the DM does stuff out of game.
Yeah. Well, I imagine we're all getting water and things. I'll be just passing out water. Went. That went well.
Yeah, water, snacks.
If the
Yeah, we
cameras,
just pulls out all the snacks that she's got on her from just various places. Like, where do you keep that? Where'd you get
It's
a Hogwarts?
discussing. Yeah,
If the
discussing
cameras are coming
trying to be cohesive for next
onto
time.
us, Lou will do that whole rap, crush your arms at an angle.
Boom!
It's like,
Putting back to
yeah,
back with the
boy.
one. Putting back to back with the one person tall enough to stand back to back with you.
Yeah,
So Alvina's handing out snacks. He's just back to back with it. Like,
that
yeah.
classic rap pose.
I know the one. Someone destroyed.
Crush and Skulls just destroyed the Impressionist, the poor garage cover band.
Ooh.
Oh.
See,
Precious Skulls work.
cover bands.
It could be good.
Just joking, I like cover
Sometimes,
bands.
honestly, cover bands are very good. Sometimes.
Yes, some very good artists started off as a cover band.
Yeah.
Point.
That's why
Yeah.
I did that, because I've seen a lot of cover bands myself.
Well, Crushing Skulls are just good, it seems. So.
Yeah, I'm not trying to take anything away from them just yet.
To be fair, they also didn't actually get started, so they're a little bit slow on the draw. It would seem it took some time to ramp up that energy to get good,
Yeah.
because they were fighting at 30 feet. Hilariously, the Impressionists were at 20 feet, and they've just fallen to 0 because they can't go lower.
Just crashed.
So they didn't actually lose that much, given they lost 20, was most other people lost 60. But there you go. That should be all of the heights now adjusted. The losers drop down 60 feet. Those who won maintained the current height. Which means depending on the platform round, it could be the Sound of Wind or Death to Authority you fight next.
I hope it's not Death to Authority. I want to fight them right at the end.
Yeah, just from a narrative
Yeah,
standpoint.
that would be cool if we fight them right at the end.
So the Soundwind, they were the classical elves.
They were the violin ones, which was funny.
Yeah, the violin.
They were the violinists.
Violin elf.
Well, yeah, because the Sound of Wind, which you'd think they'd have wind
Yeah.
instruments, but no.
Okay.
That's how they get you.
That's how they get
That's how
you.
they draw you in.
To be perfectly honest, I'm kind of happy that the Impressionists are our next opponent, because I would feel kind of bad because they're close enough that Alvina would definitely think of throwing something.
Yeah.
And I feel bad just like throwing a drum or something at a lead singer of a band and just taking them off the pit.
Yeah, but then he might be making an impression of you, and that just annoyed you.
No, I still feel bad. I didn't say I wouldn't do it. I'd feel bad about it.
During your 1 minute break in game, what do your characters do? Do they tune up their instruments? Do they just entirely flaunt it for the crowd? Are they checking out their opponents? Let's go around and see what everyone's doing. Alvina, we'll start with you.
Alvina was definitely passing out like water for people and a bite to eat. And she'll probably, since she'll be doing it, she'll be looking around at the others, at the other places. At least the ones immediately close to them, while she's passing, because she can. While passing out food, it's a hands-only job. So, looking at probably Death to Authority, and if she catches what was it, Millie's eye, she'll wink her.
Millie's just giving you the death glare. Doesn't
Alvina's
react to your wink, just stares harder.
Bigger grin.
Neither wonder, considering what Alvina did to her.
Hey, she's now got a larger room.
Yeah. I forgot I was all selfed into my punk getup.
Yeah.
ready to drop it later, but guess that.
No, we'll save it for a next song. We'll save it for a different song.
Yeah.
We don't need it for.
I have like 4 or
Space Shark
5
Dragon.
different whammies prepared in case I need it.
Yeah, we didn't need it for Space Shark Dragon.
Yeah.
That's not the one that you change your
Yeah.
costume.
Yeah.
Dr. Zormir, make me a survival check to see if you ever make your way back to town.
Please, not one. I want you to do that one so hard.
Wow.
It'd be so funny. Yeah.
Ooh.
Hi.
Well, next week is going to be Zormir wandering the wilderness.
Yeah.
Tune in for that.
The only reason I really want him to roll low is because that enforces more and more the introduction reason of why Alvina's in the group. She actually knows how to read a map.
I know how to read a map as well. I just don't have this mapped out.
Yeah, Sure,
My
there's not a map.
character's actually
You're
map.
inebriated.
Also the one who actually draws maps.
Fuck
can't
you.
read 'em,
What are you
can
up to?
That,
That's
Yeah,
the
for
best. You're a
cartography.
cartographer.
that no survival skill there.
I mean, fuck you's probably looking around the other bands, sizing them up, seeing
That's fair.
seeing if he can see any like potential weaknesses in them.
Crush and Skull have lost a second set of instruments.
Have
Oof.
they replaced them?
No, they are now just drumming on the stage itself, and you can see cracks forming in the stage.
Oh, that's
I've got to
brilliant.
try it. I've got to try that at some point.
I mean,
That's smart.
yeah,
Okay, if we go up against them, I've got a plan.
yeah, same.
So do
Yeah.
I, actually.
Yeah, you have the plan.
Just dig them up so they just break the stage.
I was going, how far are they away?
I think they're at the opposite space.
They're across the arena, which is over 100 feet.
Oh, I don't have my anchor anymore. I forgot to pick it up.
Are they actually using drumsticks or just like their hands?
Their hands, probably, at this point. They're probably
So it's like
drumsticks.
bongos on the stage.
What's the range of that?
For now, they're using their drumsticks. They're also starting to beginning to crack. But other than that, was there any other interesting one?
You're all very lucky that
I mean,
Alvina
Death to
played.
Authority is doing pretty well.
Not surprised.
The Impressionist, not so much. The Sound of Wind is also looking incredibly poised. I think they beat the binary signals. Yeah. But Lou Grim, what are you doing in that minute's downtime?
You're all very lucky Alvina doesn't play percussion.
Just be
Yes.
No, she's got the loop.
waving at the crowds, bowing,
And that's fair.
just basking in the glory of winning. At least that
Uh,
round, anyway.
You enjoy it to its fullest extent. Hopefully, it'll continue
Yeah.
next round. The
Lou
point, what
Paul-
are you doing?
Lou pulls out pamphlets and starts
Uh,
throwing them to the
The,
audience
the
members.
point is bowing, sort of bowing around at everyone, because circular arena. But while bowing, just trying to get an idea of who we're going to be up against next. Which I know is the Sound of Wind, but
Sound of Wind or Death to Authority. Hey,
yeah.
story-wise, if it's a joint, I'll pick the other one. But
Yeah,
Yeah.
so just trying to get the vibe of who we're going up against next and start planning how are we going to do
What
this.
song are we playing next?
Yeah.
essentially? Because you're up front,
Alright.
man. You
Yeah.
can make the call.
well, as you make that decision, you begin your song as the platform empowering stage as you set down the starting track. And again, we'll have both Fuku and the point do this, but this is just a flat performance check without any modifications, or flat performance check without like any banes or blesses.
Okay, is this a song we're going to be doing against someone or just boosting our platform?
So this is technically starting your song,
Okay.
unaware of who you're going to be going against.
You pick one that
It's
one of
the
our songs
intro.
that's the most appropriate for these potential opponents. Essentially.
Okay, I think we're going for one of the more punky songs in our repertoire then.
Cool.
So
Okay.
it will either be exactly what Death to Authority are doing back at us,
Or the exact
or it will
opposite.
tear apart the yeah.
Come on.
Ooh, that's not good.
14. Come on. Come on, fuck you.
That's better.
That's much better.
That's better.
The double
Turns out
bar.
fuck you's better at being punk than the point.
Not surprising. Actually, that's not surprising in the slightest.
Yeah.
Fuck you is a punk.
Fuck you has already picked someone's pocket and is going through their wallet. No one's entirely sure whose or where they got it from.
Yeah, there's only 4 of us on stage.
And it's
None of us have wallets. None of us have wallets.
Not anymore.
And it's none of yours wallets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where's that?
As long as it's not from little
It's
ladies.
Zormi's wallet.
It's got a big Z on it.
Yeah. It's Zormi's compass.
It's Zormi's map.
You look at it and says like, "You are not here."
The not is literally written in biro. Like next.
Yeah.
Okay. So Impressionists are rising up. 60 feet. They actually performed really well. Looks like they've managed to find their
Nice.
second wind.
They got put down so hard, they're like, no, we have to do this. They've got
They're now
anime
doing-
protagonist powers now.
They're now doing an impression of people they actually like. That the audience actually like.
So
The audience.
regular distance, so they get to go.
They were just
Up to
lulling
60.
everybody in a false sense of security.
They tried doing normie music, it didn't work. They went, you know what, screw it. Someone
No,
do it.
that can't be right.
Oh.
Holy fuck, okay. So the blue depths are returning from the depths.
Oh god, round 2 against them.
No, it does
Say
max out
Yeah,
at dash, so they get to go up at 90. But still, that's 28 to re-rise.
They're one of the closer ones to us now.
Again. They
are,
went
but you've not
back
risen
to-
yet.
They went back exactly to where we dropped them from. Actually.
Yeah, they've like fully returned to form. Okay, binary signals are also dashing up to 85. And
There are going to
then-
be a few choices for you here, Chris, by the look of it.
Well, we've not risen you guys up yet, so we'll see if
I was meaning for the
What's
other
the top?
rounds.
oh, why did that not go up?
Do we want to try something very sneaky?
They'll go up a regular
magic?
amount.
No, I was thinking psychologically, don't give our all on this one. Try to lose so that we're the underdogs next time.
I can't do that.
No.
I'll just say
It's
my
against
standard.
Alvina's principles to
I'll
take a
say-
dive.
I'll stay my usual level of bad at music.
That's fair.
I thought it was Alvina's principle of I can't take a dive.
I can't take a dive, yeah.
Okay.
You
Let's
want me
just go
to
all out then.
actually lose on purpose? Why?
So we can win better next time, but obviously,
That's not gonna make sense to fuck you.
No.
let's just do it properly. Do you want to take the lead on this one? You're better at the whole punky stuff.
Those D8s were brutal. Like...
Hell, actually, it wasn't supposed to be a D8, it was just +8.
Oh, well, worked perfectly.
I gotta stop rolling a goddamn D in front. I keep defaulting to writing Ds instead of just
Same.
the modifier.
It's because
Um,
usually it's like, if you don't, it's wrong, is why you have to redo it.
Yep.
So,
Alright, what was the performance check for the point and Fukyu?
22.
It was
22,
22
and
was the
plus
highest.
20 is a dash. You get to go up to 160.
nice.
I think we are up against Death of Authority.
Okay.
Yeah, they're closest now.
Mm-hmm.
Let's lull them into full sense of security.
And hey, you could still lose and have to like redeem yourself against them later on in the horn test.
Which is
Yeah.
possible.
And let's do the first round and see how to set the tone for next week.
Yep.
So as you begin empowering your platform, beginning to rise up, you can see that the Impressionists have got their second win. Blue Depths is coming back. Everyone is actually now rising back up to the same level, with you clearly pulling ahead. You are now over halfway towards the platform, and just slightly under halfway is Death to Authority, staring up to you, glancing over you. Some of you get a chill down your spine from the death glare of Millie.
Alvina's loving it.
Others lavish in it.
Fuck you, he's giving his
we
own death
just,
set
like-
back.
Bring it, bitch.
Oh no, Alvina likes this one. She's cute. Also, Alvina knows exactly why she's glaring it. which I don't think, other than fuck you, I don't think we've told anyone the exact reason as to why.
Probably
You've
not,
told
no.
us
Yeah,
you're into
no.
Millie. You've not told us
Why
There
she's
was
so
no-
mad
that is
at us.
Millie. Yeah.
No,
There
no,
was
she
no
said
time.
no. Alvina said that.
Okay.
It's Millie. She just said that's the person. But I don't think she mentioned at any point why Millie's so angry at her.
No, there was no time for any of that.
No, you definitely weren't, because we were in the pub and we were talking about it. And you got a very abridged version of mostly involving. We didn't blow up the building.
Yeah,
Hmm.
which
And that's
was
what
good.
matters. Alrighty then. They actually have 4 people though, so this is gonna be
Yeah.
interesting.
4v4.
Alright, as we get into the first bout then, same rules apply as previously. What would each of you like to do?
So I think for this one being the punk one, and given our roles to start the song, I think the point's going to be following Fuck You's lead.
Okay. Uh,
I think
Just
Alvino.
Got to let the other band members have a few songs. Even Ringo had some songs.
I like Gringo. I like Gringo.
To add a bit of flavor, as you guys are rising up, because this is when your environments start to take shape, as you have like a default starting environment that you can manipulate later on. I'm assuming your guys' one is like astral space or something.
Yeah.
Your otherworldly rock is you're kind of hovering in this celestial clouds all around you. Death to Authority starts to take on a shape around them, and you can see desert beginning to stretch around them against a midnight sky that actually starts to form nicely as you two begin to clash with each other, with you guys slightly above looking down on the desert beneath you with the astral sea above.
Nice.
It is also night, and there is a chill wind through the desert.
They start sing. As they start singing, it's just a long time ago. Me and my brother Carl here.
I was thinking the Sound of Silence. It's like, hello, darkness, my old friend.
I was thinking Spaceman Came Traveling for some reason. That's what I went.
And this,
Very different vibe.
Yeah.
I'm getting another Blues Brothers song in my head for this one. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Alvina.
What,
will be...
Rawhide?
Rawhide. I think Alvina definitely.
Right a minute.
I think Alvina will definitely be trying to distract on this one. Specifically trying to distract Millie just to piss her off. Or Alvina's being charming. It's gonna piss Millie off. It's probably what it's gonna do.
So I know they're at least 40 foot down from us.
Yes.
How?
Far away.
Yeah.
They're 30 feet away from us.
So 60 odd feet. Rough guess. If the measurement is correct.
It's probably like 50.
50. Okay.
Okay.
That's fine, because I was going to say 70, but 50's fine.
I mean, Pythagoras
quick
should
question.
be about 50, yeah.
Do they have, like, an amp? That...
Remember, if we're gonna cheat, we have to distract the judges and
Yeah.
audience first.
You don't know
Not
what one you're gonna shoot.
necessarily.
We do.
Subtle spell.
Yes.
So the spell would work.
I was thinking something
Don't
if they
kill me.
have plugged something in, plugged an instrument in.
Don't kill the girl.
So Mage Hand, just unplug.
I'm not gonna lie. I was literally thinking, my god, if we had a Arcane Trickster Rogue, Mage Hand Legateman just disassembles their amp while they're playing.
That's what I was gonna do with subtle spell.
Yeah, Mage Hand would still be visible though.
Yeah, there's the Rogue one specifically makes it invisible and capable of even more
Ah,
complex tasks.
I've never
Yes, you're in
looked
the
at
heat
Arcane
of
Trickster.
combat. Musically speaking, what do you do?
Yeah. I think it's gonna distract.
Alright, type it in. Let's go. Lock in your answers as we prepare for the initiative round.
Yeah. One moment.
Uh,
It's got slightly ahead in mine.
Yep, fair.
Mine's very targeted.
Okay. So Wolfie's going to distract the opposition, in particular melee. Fuku is going to go and amp up their party. The point's going to distract the audience and the judges.
Guess we want to try
Or at least
and
draw the focus is probably
Yeah.
a more appropriate term.
Yeah.
And Lou, what are you up to? And you're also going to hype up the band. Okay. Let's get into here.
I'm half expecting at some point, by the way, to just get a freaking lightning bolt fired at Alvina from if I manage to piss her off enough.
Okay. Let's. I feel like one of these has to deliberately be Millie because they're a named NPC now. Let's go. There you go. You can be Millie. What? Your turn order? Let's roll for initiative then, as we've all got the actions in.
11. Okay.
We'll just make that random.
This was actually appropriate. Alvina's rolling slightly lower on this one.
Yeah.
Oof. That seems about right.
It's fair. It doesn't particularly mind in this particular one, like our specific order.
Mhm.
But it is roughly my usual initiative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not too surprised. She's going quick.
Oh yeah, she's gonna be pissed already.
All right. As we get into the first bout.
Hey, I rolled a good persuasion against that. I didn't roll good enough to make her not teleport away, but there's that at least.
Yeah. Millie is going to step forward and deliberately leaning over the platform. They're gonna like semi-crouch down with their electric guitar. You can see a glimmer of it, and the point, as you kind of get an eyeful as they're kind of leaning up towards you defiantly, you notice that there are some crystal embeddings in the guitar that remind you of Merida.
Okay. Arcanite's
Ooh.
guitar.
Not a surprise.
As Millie is going to antagonize the opposition.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead. She has advantage on this.
Yep.
And she is going to use one of her bardic instrument features with her expertise.
Flamethrower.
No, I think she might be high level.
I mean
shadow.
pyrotechnics.
I think she might be high level shadow
So
bard.
that's not
like,
quite 29. That is 25.
good.
Oof.
I mean,
That's a
could I use a
D10?
reaction?
What did you have in mind for your reaction?
I'm blind on Alvina.
End luck.
Oh.
Bend
I think
luck.
that makes her. I think you can use that actually.
Yes.
It's on a
I can
check. Yeah.
spend 2 sorcery points to roll a d4 to apply the number rolled as a bonus or penalty to the creature's roll. You can do so after the roll, but before any effects.
That's actually really handy right now because she got dead on 25, right?
She did, yes.
So any number will take it down 1 bracket. But it won't take it down 2, but guaranteed take it down 1, which is actually really fucking good.
All right. Loot, score off the resource and roll your check.
Four.
Nice. And it's
All right.
1.
As you bring it down to 21, it's still a D8, but it's not a D10.
Nice.
That helps.
That does help. Ash to ashes, dust to dust, embers to embers, rust to rust. Inferno's wakes most of remains, but of the institution nothing but stains.
Yeah, I couldn't get that last line to work probably.
No, actually it works. You have to say it in a particular way and cadence, but it does
Yeah.
work.
But as you look down and you begin bending their luck, you can see the dust forming in the desert as a black spot begins to emerge from the desert, sand piling off it and rising up over 60 feet, clawing towards the sky, you see emanating necrotic energy is the image of a Nightwalker.
Mm.
As they rise up and begin pointing their hand up to you, summoning a ball of necrotic energy.
I
And
now know
that is-
exactly why Alvina's distracted. She's drooling.
As that is going to be Millie's turn. She is going to intimidate you with a Nightwalker threatening to attack you. A CR20 creature.
Yep.
Yes, I am.
Only CR20.
Only
They're big
CR20. You guys could probably take it.
Yeah.
But with that, we go to the point who gets to follow on from Millie's opening act.
I do miss the
Okay.
old art for the Nightwalkers, though. The 3.5 ones were cooler.
I'm gonna
I'll
roll
take a 5
first and then describe based on how I roll. That'll do.
Ooh.
So,
All right, the point count down.
yeah. As this Nightwalker rises, you just see from our space, just 6 points of light that come shooting like shooting stars, and are these tall obelisks of some sort of dark crystal
Oh,
that stab around the Nightwalker, kind of imprisoning it.
you know what I thought you were
in
gonna
there.
go with? I thought you were gonna go with a correspond to each of the pillars that we've found so far.
Oh, that'd be good. Let's do that. Yeah. So,
Yeah, as I say, oh, that'd
so-
be really
so
cool.
one for each of the pillars. So
There's cat,
these
destiny.
obelisks, which kind of form like busts of their essence at the top, but still imprison this Nightwalker, just sort of hold it in place, and kind of have sparks racing between them to be distracting to the audience.
I mean, they've seen Destiny before, so if you do
Yeah.
something that looks like that, it's gonna be that. So all the others, like something like that.
Yeah.
And they are thoroughly distracted as they are watching this imagery form, this almost visceral battle going on before them. This might be the most intense imagery of any battle so far.
That's one point.
As you do that, we go death to authority. And let me just double check what we had here. They are going to amp up their own band. This is just a flat roll for the regular members, but they still have expertise, and they've got a slightly higher check than the previous team. Okay, 17's not bad.
Pretty good.
So they are going to ramp up as their Nightwalker claws down at one of the obelisks and tears a gash out of it. They're
Oof.
going to amp up their own team for a d6. All right, Fook, you, it's your turn.
Okay, so Fuck is gonna be strumming on his lute, casting a minor illusion around himself. It's gonna be sort of a swirling vortex of just like lights that just make him look fantastic, basically. Just lights that a bit like dancing lights, just swirling around him, just making him look fucking impressive.
The pillars persist, pillars endure. Humanity's hope, humanity's cure. It's starting to turn slightly into a poem, but I'm
Yeah.
kind of working.
Doing this without an actual tune in my head is hard.
I'm getting like flashbacks to a freaking poetry reading I had to do for someone once.
But yeah, that's all he's really doing at the minute.
All right. And you were exciting, and what was your check?
I don't know, really, the performance.
Yeah, roll it. You can do either, I think it's charisma performance or charisma persuasion.
Same modifier.
Then you gain a, what is that, +6, because it beats the 15 DC for your team,
D6, nice.
which helps counteract that D8 negative you'll be getting. Alright, similarly, for this one, it's going to take another claw out of the monoliths. For another enhance, and similar again, that's only another D6 for Death to Authority. As we come to the final two members, Alvina, it is your turn.
Yeah. Alvina basically pretty much treating it as he's playing the music exactly at Millie. Regardless of if that's going to irritate her or not, she's basically just like staring her down as she's doing it. With a really irritatingly cocky grin on her face, like she always has. But it's like, this is slightly more irritating than usual. And yeah, she'll be basically just playing it up, like, directed, very much. To try and distract her.
Alright, go for it.
Loot check! Give me a good one, please. I'm on a destiny, that one. Use my destiny. Come on. There we go!
There you go.
I think I pissed her off, guys!
As you apply a D8 negative to them. Millie is just staring up at you, locking eyes with Alvina.
And her eyes are squinted as well.
As the final Death to Authority tries to draw the audience's attention away from the point. I don't think they're able to succeed though. What was the points?
31.
31.
Yep, even with a 24, they are struggling. They like explode the pillars out, keeping the audience focused on the battle. But they are unable to draw, so the eyes still naturally draw towards them, and the judges are paying attention to the battle scene happening right next to their platform. As we move on to Lou.
You got this, Lou. I don't remember what you
yeah.
were doing, but making you awesome.
I'm exciting the band.
Ah, nice.
So there's an actual song called Jukebox Hero.
Yeah, I know, Hero.
Yeah, well, you know it's about a guy that gets inspired to be a musician by a band.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm going to use minor illusion to pretend to be somebody in the audience singing this song. Well, the
Singing
chorus
along
of the
with us.
song.
Sing along with us.
No, them saying that they're going to be a jukebox hero. You know, Death to the Authority are going to be this big band. Everybody's going to be listening on the equivalent to a jukebox. You know, just boost their ego and it's like, yeah, we are amazing, aren't we?
Yeah.
I thought you were trying to boost your own ego, not theirs.
We're the big misfits. They're our opponents are the other ones.
I'm exciting them. So they get so egotistical. They
Oh, you want
hopefully
them to get cocky so they get a negative, basically.
yeah.
Okay, that's what we're going.
But that specific song because it's very appropriate.
I feel like that technically counts as giving a Bane effect to the other group.
That's
Is that
why
what
I
it is?
assume he's going. Yeah, that's why I assume he's going.
And
Different take, but it kind of works, right?
I mean, who knows? Lou could just be wanting the other team to win. Maybe they just really do like them.
Lou, just so you know, if you are going to make them win, I'm throwing you at them and one of the three you around.
That was not the intention.
But if your intention is to make them arrogant to get a negative modifier on their check, go ahead and roll me your intimidation or persuasion. Probably persuasion in this case.
Come on, Lou.
Persuasion.
See if you can persuade them to undermine themselves.
Please, nat 20. $11.
I'm gonna
Did you want
destiny
Destiny for
that.
that? Nice.
That's fair. You have a +9.
Come on, Luke. Come on,
Roll
Luke.
again.
There we go. A lot of
That's
twos.
fair.
A lot of twos have been rolled today. I've just noticed, by the way.
A lot of twos.
Yeah.
As you do so, they get another bane effect.
This one
Okay.
represents on all the dice. Twos.
With the end of that,
Deuces are wild.
I realized I hadn't actually. They do have a fourth option to sabotage that I've not actually been rolling because I've only been rolling D3s.
Oh, well, the opening round they didn't want to sabotage. They wanted to prove it first. They might sabotage
Yeah.
later.
Next round, I'm gonna have them do sabotages.
They are now.
All
Um,
4 of them sabotage.
But more importantly, to make draw audience a little bit more useful than just if you guys are going to sabotage, I'm also going to say it also has the dual effect of it prevents the other team from sabotaging if they don't have control of the audience's attention.
Ooh, that's cool.
So that just makes it more meaningful if you want to play fair, because I feel like then there's no point if you want to play fair.
Yeah.
But it also doubles as a protective clause of if you have the audience's or control of the audience judges' perspectives.
Yeah. We have their eyes, so it's hard.
Yeah, because that way it makes more sense for the point to like just control it, even if
Yeah.
there's no sabotage,
Yeah.
Yeah.
or somebody to control it at least. So that way you can prevent from sabotage.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna think about how I want to tweak that a little bit more because I don't
Yeah.
think that quite works as much as I want it to. Anyway, but that's tweaks between the rounds. Let's do the final calculations for this bout and see if this is they're gonna stand a chance against you, or if Death to Authority is gonna have to be the underdogs in the story.
So they've got a minus.
Oh,
Jesus.
Jesus.
We've
Yeah,
got one.
they're
We
gonna
got at
be
least
the
one
underdogs.
boost. We got at least one boost as well. Who boosted us? Fuck you, excited.
Mhm. I think
Yes,
I've
we've got
D6
one
up.
bonus.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got 16, so yeah, D6 extra.
Oh, well, yours was the distract.
A lot of us did negatives to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, but they got
So you
a
guys have a
negative-
negative D8 and a positive 6. So you guys roll an extra D6 for your performance, and I'm gonna roll the D8 to see how the negative impacts. Oh, a negative 6.
Get a 6. Come on.
I'm doing the D6.
Yeah.
14.
I mean, we got 14 on a
Four,
D6.
okay.
4. It takes the edge. So it's 28.
Yeah,
and
28.
we gave them a negative.
They have a negative D8 and a negative D6, and 2 positive D6s.
Yeah. Because I pissed off Millie.
So we're gonna take this one bit at a time because they do have a feature they can use here if necessary. But because Millie's leading, she gets to gain advantage because she's the main enemy.
Mhm.
Okay, so they're working from a base of 10.
Is that 2 negatives, 1 positive they've got?
They've got 2 positives, 2 negatives.
Yeah, one of the negatives is larger. Is all.
2 of
Okay.
them in hands.
There's a chance we do just win
I'm-
this outright.
Maybe. I'm going to use Millie's reroll ability for their
Yeah.
base D20.
Okay.
That is fair.
No, so they still take the highest, so they're going to take 10. She does have a +8 to this, though, so she's starting from a base of 18 plus...
Do you want me to roll the negatives for them?
Yeah, do you want to roll the D8 and the D6 negatives? This is just her.
Pretty bad. Mine was the 3. So I rolled them in order. I mildly annoyed her. The negative 4 overall.
It's a negative
was.
4 over, though, so that brings it down to... It's a 19 for the 1 for their just regular. Bring it down to a 15. Okay, and then they've got 2d6s to roll.
Yeah. We can't win this in run round, by the way.
Okay.
I think
Must be
we're
9.
like a little bit off.
That is a 24 altogether then, with the
Yeah.
2d6s.
We got
But with your 28 to 24, there is not a difference of 5.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which
just.
means
Yeah.
neither side is a clear victor enough to draw the battle lines.
Okay.
You are an equal team, it would appear.
That's cool.
Nice. That's what we want from our rivals.
Actually is what we want from him.
As the first bout ends in effectively a stalemate, the Nightwalker imagery having cracked and escaped your obelisks, they look up into the astral sky above, and they stare defiantly at the gods above. You guys being the gods.
Yes.
You guys being the authority, they're here to crush.
Time to eat each other.
But with that stalemate going into next week, as
Gotta love a cliffhanger.
yeah, I love clicker. That's gonna be us for tonight.
Hmm.
I hope you had fun. That was the you've defeated your first contestants in the Battle of the Bands, and you have fought a second worthy rival. Who will come out ahead? It's actually really hard to tell, especially because the DM's gonna remember to actually roll sabotages next round.
Yeah.
Because the whole point of Punk is that they don't play fair against. They don't play by authority's rules.
Yep.
Yep.
So
And-
screw your rules.
Don't worry, we have a plan.
Yes.
Screw you.
Alvina
Cunning
can-
one at that.
Alvina can sabotage by throwing something heavy at them.
And we'll find out if Zormia ever makes it back to civilization, or what sort of
Or even alive.
I'll make it
You were-
back.
You were right, Bob. You aren't getting arrested. You're gonna die.
Nah.
I'm not gonna die.
So, Chris got you out of the city before you could be arrested.
yeah, yeah.
That's because I need you to be on beyond the psionic barrier, so I can actually have some fun.
Yeah.
And also, I feel like it's a good trope to just you get so drunk you wake up outside the city.
City limits in a random cave.
Getting very drunk and then meeting a mad god. That's
Normal.
only happened in 3 Elder Scrolls, I think.
I think that's happened in several anime as well, actually. I think that could have gone fun.
That's about right. But yes, thank you for watching, thank you for playing. This has been Battle of the Bands. Tune in next week for Battle of the Bands Part 2.
Yay.
Are we gonna go into double digits with
harder.
this Battle of the Bands?
Possibly.
I can only think of so many lyrics, please no.
Yeah, do it.
And good night.
Yeah.
Nice.
Bye.